see a mind slip at some point. It's gonna happen. And I'm so excited for what it does.
I'm Alejandro. Oh fuck.
Oh
Yes!
no, it happened.
Hey, he has
Today was
fallen.
the day.
I will pay for the balloon feature for when that happens.
Hannah, run back and do like a little celebration thing. Also, dogs, get out.
Okay, dogs out.
Bye, dogs.
Hi, dogs.
That would never organically happen.
That was.
It's wild.
That
I do
happened
fumble
on
the words
recording.
a lot. No. That was on purpose. I was showing you what it'll sound like.
Oh.
That's not what the edits are gonna show.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
Clip
yeah.
it, chat. Clip
Yeah.
it. No, double thumbs.
What's the balloon?
Double thumbs is the fireworks. Yeah.
What?
Okay. All right, guys. So that's us. Hi. Thanks for joining. Let's hop right in. So, after distributing the spoils of from our recent adventure, the crew of the Okaswill lived up to their nickname and were indeed merry folk for a night. Drinks and gambling abound as the crew celebrated their recent windfall. The celebration was short-lived, however, as Dorian McKinnon, the de facto chef on the vessel, revealed to Captain Lycus that the ship's stores were nearly depleted. In fact, they are so low that the crew would only be able to feed about half of the ship's current occupants for another day. The following morning, the crew were called together once more for an entirely different sort of announcement. Captain Lycus revealed the shortage of food and volunteered to forego any rations until supplies were restored. And inspired by the captain's selflessness and with some motivation of the first mate, the crew of the Okaswill, in solidarity, agreed to follow the captain's lead. Now, upon turbulent mountain winds, the Okaswill has crossed from the whispering jungle into the Misteel Savannah, a wide open savanna that bleeds wild magic into these sea-swept plains. And as your voyage continued, Edenor spotted a shipwreck displaced by the last wave on the roots of the mountain. You've decided to investigate in hopes of securing some much-needed resources. Descending to investigate the vessel will be Edenor, Lycus, Pym, and Gazalik, the lizard folk shaman. Luna has elected to remain aboard the ship because there is crafting to be done. So, let's see what happens next. We're going to start off with you guys still on the ship. Let me zoom. I think you guys can all see the map, but I'll zoom out the map a little bit here for our viewers. I put Gazalik's token on there already just so we can kind of have it spotted there.
Can't see shit on the map.
Oh, that's right. You guys are on the splash map, aren't you? Hang on. Welcome to the shipwreck map. So, you guys are still on the deck of the Okaswill. I'll give you guys like a little bit of time to wrap up here. I know, Lycus, you want to do a little bit of recon, and then we will hop over to you guys making your way down, however you see fit, usually with style.
At the very end of the last one, because you described the onslaught that was on the ground.
Yes.
I mentioned that I could see real far. You told me to shove it up my ass. And you can't.
Yeah, you want to go look and yeah.
But I want to use those special eyes to just look up. I want to look for a fucking nest. There's got to be a fucking bird nest somewhere in these mountains.
Okay.
Look with your special eyes.
Yeah. Okay. So here.
I was gonna say too. Yeah,
well,
go ahead.
Let's do Lycus real quick. Okay, so Lycus, here's what I'll offer you. You can do either a perception, as you want, right? Or, since you're looking specifically with the objective of, like, a bird stuff, I would allow nature as well.
I think perception's always going to be bigger.
Yeah, that's probably true, but, hey, the offer's there.
27.
27. With the 27, what you spy as you look around, you're standing, staring over the gunwale, leaning over the side, taking everything in. You spy a few things. First, I'll give you the name of the ship as well. The name of the ship kind of along the railings on the side, you can see at the front of the bow, you can see the words, The Wandering, and towards the back on the stern, on that half of the section, you can see Minnow. So the ship's name is the Wandering Minnow. The other things you spy, though, are specifically related to your bird investigation. The claw marks that are kind of scratched into the stone and the dirt around the places. You can see deep gouges in the wood and the deck, even from this distance with your special eyes. You don't see any nests, but you are a man of the sea. You've gone past rocky coastlines, where seagulls would nest, that sort of thing, and you know that those little winged devils cover those places in just feces. They just coat rocks in bird shit, right? Looking around here, there's a lot of bird shit. You don't see a nest, okay, but it certainly has the vibe of an area that would be a nesting site. As you kind of see, just streaks on the, that have kind of gone down the stone, the walls in the area. You can see, again, the gouges in the stone. So whatever it is, they're probably something, that's capable of flight if it's going to be shitting on top of stone, right? So.
Right. In that case, I want to alert the crew to, all right, everybody to your battle stations, except Luna, keep making us good shit.
Luna's not even on the deck, probably.
But no,
Luna's already gone. Oh yeah, by the way.
I just want to inform the crew, all free hands on the cannons, point them up. Someone stay near the catapult, get ready to help support us on the ground. Keep our eyes out, there's a bird and a lot of shit. Alright. And I'm ready to go down.
Okay.
As always.
Brock is kind of at the helm, and he says, "Aye, aye, Captain. All right, lads, you heard him." And automatons are set to the cannons. Brock is at the helm. We'll have Zane at the catapult.
Take out my crossbow.
Pim, you got your crossbow out. Well, how are you guys, the landing party? How are you guys getting down? Because this is always fun. I imagine Lycus is doing something flashy with his Eidolon. Edenor, you just taking your way, strolling on down. Yeah. Peace. Gazalik will take the elevator probably, unless someone offers him anything particular.
I'm taking the elevator with Gazalik.
All right, you and Gazalik on the elevator.
No, we were all on the elevator.
I want to try
Get
to.
Good.
Pulls the tail aside. See, there's room for you to stand.
Oh, Gazal. But you're right. I do want to do something flashy. I want to do a unified jump with my Eidolon, where it goes first and I go right behind it, so that I can do a magical girl transformation into the glider mode.
Nice. Nice. Hang on. I got just
Sailor Moon or what?
Yeah. Paint us a picture here, Ollie. How does that look for us?
Yeah. It leaps forward and spreads its wings as I dive through it. As I dive through it, you see the purple and gold of the Eidolon itself just kind of rupture into pieces as they equip to me like fancy armor. Of course, I do a spin in the air as my wings burst out, and I just, softly glide down.
Fantastic.
Really cool, Cap.
How that happens, I love that.
Yeah, Editor's got fucking.
I hope that was picked up on the street.
I hope it was.
Okay, Edenor, just hopping on down.
Yeah, I think Edenor is, not gonna take the captain shine. So, just going to slowly scan the area as I'm gliding down. So nothing too crazy. I'm not doing any backflips or anything like that. Just scanning around.
Can I shout out to you, Edenor?
Mm-hmm.
Edenor, do a flip.
Do a barrel roll.
Yoma echoes on the
Maybe
deck.
later.
Do a flip.
Why don't you, Yoma?
Okay.
Yoma does a quick little somersault on the deck.
Alright, I'll allow it.
Alright, so you guys get down.
I'm just gonna glide down.
Perfect. You guys make your way down to the mountainside. As you are down here, Gazalik and Pim, you step off the elevator. You guys are, let off just kind of towards the bottom of the slopes. Gazalik, Pim, and as you all kind of make your way there, go ahead and place yourselves on the map for me. We'll just say you're just right in here. Okay.
Map.
Now, what you find is a small campsite that's been raised in the remains of this sailing ship that has been strewn upon the base of this mountain. The planks of the ship are now bone dry after having been baked in the sun and the heat. The bow and stern are clearly separated from each other. There's a putrid stench of rot and decay that can be caught as you are even just kind of approaching the ship. You guys saw already from the Oka's will that the campsite did have a corpse in it. Here the scent is obvious, right? Wind whistling through the cracks of the broken hull, and there's a very unsettling stillness to the camp. As you look at the body, the first thing that becomes immediate is that it is unmoving, and it seems to be actually dismembered in several places. That much is obvious. Like, limbs have been torn off, content warning, limbs have been torn off, legs have been eaten into, the neck, the head is kind of like cocked to the side, right? But let's see, the other thing you notice too though is in the left hand is clutched what looks like a scroll tube, tightly gripped in the hand.
Or as I'm looking at the body, because I'm going to land essentially right next to it,
Sure.
Does it look like a lot of small packs or like larger packs or anything like that?
Roll
From
a
the
medicine check.
Like pecs?
Yeah.
Yes.
This guy work out. Is he hitting chest day?
How much do you think it can bench?
Yeah.
What's his PR?
Tim's just
So that's
keeping watch, by
21.
the way. I'm just gonna be looking.
Tim's looking around. Okay.
21, by the way.
21 with the medicine. It's hard to tell necessarily like if it's like small pecks or anything, but what you see when you kind of get down is that the skin is hard. It's calcified. It's brittle, and it's like the flesh has been hardened, and it's got like these strange kind of crumbly growths, like along the joints, or in certain places where it have been built up, and this is true for the entire body. Now what happened though, unfortunately, because of this, is when the creature that you seem to assume has been pecking at it, it would have broken all that tissue into like large cracks and stuff. It's kind of like if you were breaking into like the shell of something. It would, if you use like a small thing, it'd still probably create like fissures and break off, chunks of shell and stuff like that. You can see inside the remnants of bones and, guts and viscera that have been that are now rotted, and hence the smell.
Can I tell what, like, type of creature was this?
Well, let's see what your friends can think. Because let's say you pointing this stuff out to your friends as you're kind of making you made your medicine check. Pim, you were looking around, but given what Edenor just, with Edenor's kind of indication, if you wanted to come over and help him out, we can do that. Otherwise, Gazalik is there to help if you guys want, but if one of you is proficient in nature, you can feel free to go in.
Not me. I think Gazalik should do it.
I take Arcana as well, actually.
I could do it.
I could come take a look.
All right.
Got a
Come
plus
on
8
over.
nature. I'm not sure if that's any higher than Gazalik's. Probably not.
It'd be helpful if I pulled up his stat block, wouldn't it? I could tell you.
I can give you a little boost, Cap.
Oh no.
Maybe.
The wrong one. Sorry, streamers. What'd you say your nature was?
It's plus 8, and
Yeah, Gazalik's a bit better.
Oh.
The man, he knows some things about the natural world. But we'll let
That
Pim
makes
go.
sense.
Yeah, Pim. So you go ahead though.
So I'm looking at the scroll.
No, you're
Yeah.
looking at the scroll, or are you helping Edenor with the body?
What are we looking at here, Ednor?
Well, I believe this is one of the victims of the terror chicken that we are suspecting.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to
Big
figure
pet.
out. Yeah, it
Betty
seems
could bench,
so.
like,
Does look
well,
like quite a specimen. I'm trying to figure out the origin of the body.
let me take a look. And Pim's gonna make an Arcana check.
Okay.
Boo! Natural 20!
Oh, natural 20.
Well,
Okay.
well, well.
Give me that air horn.
Someone do the air horn thing.
Thank
Nice.
you. Thank you very much. So that's a total of 31.
All right, Pim, and this is Arcana check on the body here. What you know with this check is the body was magically calcified. The flesh was. Okay. You are pretty well traveled. Your parents are adventurers, and they took you to different places. You've encountered all sorts of strange things, and as you look at this, one thing that stood out to you, one like random story you heard, was tales, and especially now, kind of with all the talk about birds and the claw marks and stuff, Pim, you're starting to piece together that what you might be dealing with here is a creature called a cockatrice. And cockatrice have the unique ability to calcify their targets when they peck them. Now these creatures are known to be disgusting pests. They're not uncommon around civilized areas. They might be close to the outskirts of town kind of thing. They tend to live off garbage, but they do like to calcify their targets and eat them and dismember them and eat the insides while they're still warm.
Oof. So, do I know if they kill them first?
They calcify them first, and then that whole process of then being dismembered while you're frozen and can't do anything about it. That's what kills you.
Gotcha.
Not a great way to go.
This looks like something I've seen before. Have you ever heard of a cockatrice?
I would believe that Ednor would have, but
Gazala kisses.
well, that doesn't sound good.
Fun. When they peck you, they calcify you. So I think that's what happened to this guy here.
Oh, a cockatrice. That's not what I heard. I understand.
Oh.
It is not one of your exes, Lycus. It is
She
not.
wasn't an ex. She was a cockatrix. We don't have to get into it.
All right, we'll put
I
a pin
won't
in
get
that,
into
'cause
it.
I have some questions for later.
Gives you a wink.
So
he's got a scroll in his hand?
Scroll tube, yeah. Tightly clutching it. If you want to get it out, you're going to have to make thievery checks to get it out, or as Luna might be suggesting, you could try to break it out of the hand.
Okay.
It's already dead.
Well,
What if we just break the wrist off and we can take it back and
I mean, can we? Let's try to. I think Pim's gonna just grab a stick or something and try to kind of pry it out.
Sure. All right. Pim, I'm going to get to you doing that in just a second here, but I want to check in with Lycus, because Lycus, you are here as well. You've heard this discussion. You've heard about the cockatrice. Now, you're also a sailor, and you're familiar with boats, right? I mean, you've lived upon them for, let's say, all of your memorable life. And as you look around this wreck, you realize, okay, it's gutted, for one. The bow is basically just a shell of its former self, and it looks like it's basically just an empty space with a bunch of trash and shit inside it. But the stern, however, has a tent pitched in it that is torn and in ribbons in places, but it looks like the aft quarters, the aft cabins, might still be somewhat intact. Looks like the walls are still up. The door is kind of creaking on a hinge. So there is a space towards the stern that you could go into. A space that you have not explored that is not immediately visible here.
Yeah, I'll go check that out. Also, as I'm looking through the ship, it definitely appears that this ship was one that got sunk after, during the whole oceans leaving, and was never retrofitted or anything. That this has been here since that moment.
Hero point. Yes.
Okay.
Yep, that is correct.
Say that again?
This ship ended up here during the last wave, and it's been here since then.
Got it.
So that means this person has been living, or at least until whatever happened here, have been living here for at least a few months? That I don't know. I don't know actual time.
Yeah,
How
well, I
much
will
time
say, as you're moving through here, the wood is dry, like it is baked dry. This ship has not seen water for a while. That much is obvious in just your initial walk around. As you're making your way towards the back, give me a perception check, please.
You got it.
What's your proficiency rank in perception, by the way?
Expert.
Good. Okay.
Whoop.
It's got to be on the table.
Ooh, we get to
Ooh,
see
behind the
curtain.
screen.
Behind the curtain.
Oh.
Oh.
Man,
this
I would have
sounds
given
great.
anything if there was like, somebody just like twerking or something in the background behind the curtain.
Doing a TikTok dance or
That's
something.
fine back there.
Move the screen, you see the
The
mic
strobe
matrix.
lights. Yeah.
Doing the Dougie.
Okay.
All right, let's try again. That's a nat 20.
That's a nat 20. All right, with a nat 20, a couple things immediately obvious as you're making your way into this space. First off, it's dank and dark. It's gloomy, right? And when I say dank, I'm not talking like kush dank. I'm talking like putrid dank. The smell of rot becomes much more pungent as you make your way towards that back cabin. It smells like a pigsty. It smells like lots of biology happening back there. All right. The other thing you notice, though, with your check, and this is a critical success on this check, is that the structure, this section of the ship, isn't very sturdy. The wooden beams that hold it up are doing their job, but you can see the ceiling is sagging in places. You can see the wood is splintering at the bottom, and cracks are forming in the foundation of it. A little bit of, not much pressure, would probably cause this whole thing to just go.
Cool. I'll probably yell out to the group to not come in here as I finish looking around, just to make sure no one else, if anything happens, gets trapped. But with that 20, can I ask you 2 questions?
You can.
So, one, when I was referring to like how long they've been here, the question that I was wondering is, how have they been getting water? Because I don't know how long the tent has been up, how long they've been surviving, but
Sure.
that begs a question to me. And second, is there any signs that there was more than one person living here?
Okay. With your 20, I'll say, first off, as far as how did they get water, or, where their water source might have been, you don't see any immediately available water source. It's pretty dry in the camp, but there are still several barrels and whatnot that might be intact, crates and whatnot. You can see that, I'll just kind of poke here on the map, if you can check the map here for just a second. Kind of like in these sections here, there's some crates and stuff, and even kind of inside, intact crates that look like they are probably used for storage, right? You haven't quite gone through there, but looks like there could be supplies housed in there. With your natural 20, that's not hard to piece apart at all. The second question of which was how many people might have been here. Looking around, this looks like a one-person operation. It's a big enough ship that it should have had, with your sailing lore and whatnot, that this ship should have had several crew members, but there's only one body, and you only find like bedding for one person. You only see one stool set up outside the remnants of where the fire was. It's fitted out such that it's and positioned, and the tent and stuff is positioned in such a way that it would be enough for only one individual to have to keep watch, versus a big operation. I mean, as best as they could. So this looks like a one-person operation, one-person camp.
Okay. All right. If I don't see anything else, I'm just gonna go back and let everybody know kind of what I was.
Do you head on into the cabin?
Yeah.
Okay. Going past the creaky door. You
Yep. Gingerly.
yeah, carefully opening that creaky door. Okay. As you carefully open the creaky door and you kind of peer inside, you see what was probably once a a bed cabin, where a crew would have, had, their belongings, cots, hammocks, whatever they would have had. The only thing is, though, is that the floor is now caved in. It is just kind of sunken down into the deck below. So as you enter and you look in, it's actually more of a giant hole. At the bottom of the hole, you see 3 hulking bodies that are just kind of laying around a collection of broken crates, fabric, feathers, and feces, and there's a stench to this place that is just real bad. The figures that are on the ground, these big hulking figures, give me a society check.
Okay, let's see what I got here for society. Let's hope for a good roll. That's a 12.
12. Difficult to make out what they might be. They're not moving, but you can see them kind of like they're broken into and dismembered, similar to the corpse outside.
But they're much larger, you said.
Much larger than a human. Much larger than a human. And in fact, as you look into this space, you had a really good nature check before, I believe. I'm going to kind of continue to ride this check because you know that there's like bird shit going around here. You see what looks to be a nest. The corpses kind of strewn about on the outside of the nest. And in the nest itself, you see 2 eggs. Unhatched. But they are about the size of a basketball each.
Gotcha.
They're big eggs.
Okay. Then I wanted to just ask 2 things. I know this might be a bit much. I've already asked a lot.
No, you're good. You're good.
Does it look like was any of the dirt recently disturbed? I'm trying to figure out how long until Mama comes back. And 2, tell me about the pecs. You said they're beefy boys.
They're beefy boys. The big boys down there? Yeah, they got some big pecs. Yeah. These guys look like they're benching. I don't know what's a good bench mount, but they're benching a lot.
350.
350. We'll go with 350. We'll go with 400. These guys could probably be benching like 400. They're big boys. Big hulking creatures. Yeah, I mean, I will. One thing that's kind of obvious, maybe this is one of those things you look for because, now that you've become aware of one yourself, maybe it stands out. All 3 of them have tails.
Okay.
Okay, Pim. Quick check-in with you. You guys are taking that scroll out of that thing's hand? Out of the corpse's hand?
Yeah, before I do that, real quick, I just want to look up. There's something on the map that I have a question about.
Sure.
I'm not sure if it's significant or not. It looks like there is a flag.
There is.
Posted at the top of the cliff.
There is. Hero point for that, Pim. For noticing this. You look up and you do see a flag flapping in the wind. And maybe it was just before, the wind in this area coming down the foot of the mountain here. It blows in weird patterns, right? But as you look at it now, you can clearly see as it kind of like happens to stretch out and catch the wind in just the right way that it kind of displays the image on it in full. It is a black flag with a skull and crossbones. This is a pirate flag. And you, Pim, will just kind of quick make the connection. This is probably a pirate ship.
Mm-hmm.
Now you...
Which means there could be pirate loot.
Which means there could be pirate loot. Max's eyebrows just pop up. Now you're speaking my language. Hang on. Cockatrice is whatever, but pirate loot. Okay.
Ednor is a natural-born pirate.
Natural-born pirate. Okay, Pim, you did roll a perception check, though, right?
Yeah.
What's that check?
That was the natural 20.
That was the natural 20. So yeah, you get the flag. The other thing you get is as you look up, you just happen to look up at the perfect time, Pim, because you see 3 birds circling your camp, making their way down. And as they kind of get a little bit closer, you start to see they look like these really strange mutant chickens. The beaks are just these large, bulbous things with a sharp gray tip to it. You can see each one of these have that kind of rooster crest along the top and a wattle that's just kind of like catching the wind and pressing against it. The wattle is this red, fleshy, warty mass that's kind of like pressed against their form. The feathers are thin and gray. The flesh is gray and kind of gross. The only place where it's really got good plumage is on the wings. And you also see what looks to be kind of like a dragon-like serpenty tail, like kind of just whoosh behind the back, as all three of them are swarming down upon yourself, Gazalik, and Edenor. I need initiative from all three of you. Lycus will get you as well.
Guys, we got company.
You got company.
With the hero point.
Oh, boo.
And then we're gonna go hop quick over to Luna just as we enter these initiative orders real quick here.
I'm gonna use the
The
hero.
deadly chicken wings have arrived.
The deadliest chicken wings have arrived. They are swarming down.
We need some meat.
The chickens.
Hey,
Yeah,
they're
we got
benching
eggs,
400,
too.
man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put Gazalik
Some
over
strong
here.
Hey,
chicken.
that's high
Lycus.
protein.
Lycus, I'm gonna put you over here.
Okay.
And this chicken is coming in like here. Yeah, I think that's good. Let's get an initiative order, turn order. And then Luna, let's have you go ahead and roll initiative as well, just so I... Oh, you guys
when
want
we know how to like go over to the ship as Luna's working, and Luna continues. to
Luna
craft.
Chicken
continues.
attacks, and Luna, now it's your turn.
Luna, let's craft.
Luna just crafts.
Luna, do you want to just throw a token on there for me? You can just put it up next to that pirate flag that's waving in the wind.
Just toss a token.
It's like elf on a shelf, but with Luna.
Luna is an elf.
And going to be on a shelf, I guess.
Oh, come on now.
See, it's times like these when I'm really glad I mentioned that I draw my crossbow.
Oh, yeah. We'll say, yeah, your crossbow's drawn. You did mention that. I'm going to say the rest of you, though, need to draw
Fair
weapons.
point.
Luna, did you throw yourself on the map for me? There's the Luna. There's the Luna we
Standing
know
on
and love.
the flagpole.
Standing on the flagpole. Okay, so let's go ahead and get initiative from everybody here. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da. I need a change in music first of all. We're gonna start back with our mountain scene crew probably, but let me
These
just.
little tokens remind me of chocobos.
That's
They are not as nice.
they're not nearly as nice as chocobos. God damn, so.
Yeah, probably not.
I do admire the effort to try and make these roosters seem terrifying, but it's just hilarious to me.
You guys don't. You guys aren't scared of the roosters?
It's just
I
like,
mean, I've
picture roosters with
handled
like teeth.
chickens.
It's just like,
I would be terrified. They're ugly and they bite. Come on.
They bite. They can be mean little bits.
So I mean, I think, guessing that it is an angry chicken, I feel pretty good about that.
Okay, Edenor, what'd you get?
Ednor got a 15.
Edenor got a 15. Piminia, what did you get?
Pamania got 20.
20 for Piminia Knackle. Oh, Gazalik needs to turn too. Lycus, what did you get?
I got a 27.
You got a 27, did you? That's a good one. Luna, what'd you get?
17.
17. Okay, and... Yeah.
Is that a screech?
Yeah.
Bird screech.
It's a bird screech. They're bird screeching.
You're so fancy with your audios.
Oh. Immersion. Oh, Gazalik's gonna go first. Okay. Before we hop into combat here, though, I do want to kind of just check in with Luna about something. As you guys are about to go in, you see they're swarming down. Pim, you make the call. Hands on deck. Fight impending. Lycus, you hear that call and you're about to make your way towards that. But before we do, we're just going to kind of hop over to the ship real quick because I want to check in on Luna. Luna, What are you up to?
So initially, started crafting. Start doing some engravings on the sword and kind of waiting until the party excavated or they were up to. So as everyone's doing their, Geronimo drops and I do a barrel roll in the background, I make my way to where Professor Jane would be
Okay.
on the ship.
And you assassinate her.
You do find you make your way over towards where you think Jane Malsom might be. Jane was receiving treatment at the hands of Martha Holloway in the chamber just outside the brig. As you make your way out, you find yourself going downstairs. You're at the brig now. You're walking down the stairs towards the brig, and as you're walking down, you look out and you can see there is the door to the brig, and then there's kind of that open space ahead of it, the rest of that giant cabin. There's a table over there where Curtis Tonish is laying, the dwarf. Martha is nowhere to be seen, and you do see Jane, but Jane is not over on that side of the room. Jane is closing the door to the brig. Looks like you've arrived just as he was in the process of exiting that room.
Before going on, can I do, because I should have done this last time, do a roll of what I know of Professor Jane?
Yeah. You can roll either society, or if you have academia, you can roll academia as well.
That would be a dirty 20.
Dirty 20 will get you that there's some name recognition, right? You actually do recognize the name Jane Malsom. And I will say, of course, you're crossing worlds here. But what you remember of Jane Malsom is a famous chronicler of dark arts, known to investigate and immerse himself into organizations that would be, considered kind of problematic with regular society. Necromancers, that sort of thing. He would make friends with them and hang out with he would hang out with cults. He would insert himself into cults to gain information about them, and he would write about them. Now, he didn't partake himself, but that was his style. He would go in, and he wasn't undercover. He'd be pretty obvious about what he was doing. And this is also pieced together from previous conversations in the last couple sessions with him. Fairly famous journalist. The way we might know of like famous journalists in our time, you might know of this guy, kind of like,
So he's just exiting the brig, and there's someone else in there laying down.
Yeah, it looks like fast asleep.
So before he exits, I'm gonna ask him, can we speak for a moment?
Miss Owens, sorry, didn't expect you there. Closes the door. Certainly, I've got all the time in the world. How can I? And he kind of looks around, and as he kind of looks around, Luna, it's just the two of you and the sleeping Curtis in here. Do me a quick sense motive, so perception check on him.
That would be a 16.
16. His eyes kind of drift around the room. They lock on you for a moment. They flit over to Curtis. They flit over to the door to the brig. They flit over to the staircase behind you. What he's thinking, though, you're not totally sure. But you do see him kind of glancing around the space. Okay, yeah. So you catch him. And what did you ask again?
Because he's coming out of the.
He's coming out. Yeah, he's coming out of the brig. Like he's just closing the door, and as you said, can you ask a question? Yeah. Can
we speak for a moment privately?
Yeah. How can I help you? How can I help you, Miss Owens?
And I'll eye towards to go back to the room.
Into the brig?
Yeah. because that's yeah, it's preferably in there.
In here, just maybe on deck, right? It's a nice day out.
There's no need to be so cautious.
Well, Miss
I
Elwins.
just wanna just a few things I want to ask.
Why in there? This seems like a perfectly fine place, if you don't mind my saying.
Certain things about Azafas that I don't want wandering ears to learn about.
All right, very well. Opens the door and steps in. And kind of steps towards the back of the chamber, trying to keep about 10 feet between you and him. And Kanari is in the chamber, in the brig, still bound and gagged, leaning against the wall, looks at the two of you as you enter, the eyes kind of following between the two of you. Luna, you step into the room after him. You close the door, I'm assuming?
Yeah.
Okay, as the door shuts, that's where we're gonna pop back over to our friends on the ground. Okay, so we're up here in initiative. Gazalik is up first, as the monsters, the cockatrices are making their way down. Gazalik is going to use a...
Real quick, David, can you just reposition the map a little bit?
Sure.
Upper left.
To the upper left? Let me see here. Let me zoom in for you guys a little bit. How's that?
Yeah.
Better?
Thanks.
Okay. All right. So Gazalik is going to use his first turn to cast a spell. His first couple actions are going to be to cast. Where did it go? There it is. Okay. He's going to look at the one kind of on the left side, hold up his staff, kind of twirl. You can see the staff is made out of the bones of some sort of dinosaur or reptile. Carved into it are these engravings of, lizard folk rituals and design. And he is going to smack it to the ground, twist it, and as he kind of stops and points the head of it towards the cockatrice, it blazes with a holy energy at the tip and shoots outwards as he makes a ranged spell attack.
Get him.
That's gonna be... That'll hit. Here. Okay. He's going to leave that first cockatrice bloodied. And with the last action, he's going to step back 25 feet behind Edenor. Just into the... Yeah, back there. You can get past you, Edenor. And he's going to say, "That one's weak. Kill now." Lycus, you are up. Real quick though, what is your perception modifier?
Plus 11.
Okay, Lycus. I just want you to know, you just got another natural 20 on perception here, buddy. On my secret roll.
Ah, nice.
With that, you realize, Lycus, you're not alone in this room.
Ah, dick.
Yeah, there are the eggs there. There are the eggs there. There's the gnoll corpses, and you're standing at the threshold of this doorway. But just as you hear the call to come back because, there's trouble afoot, you hear a rustling towards kind of the roof. And as you kind of look back, you see kind of perched on a bunk that is, kind of propped up in the corner. You see a large or medium-sized cockatrice that looks back at you. This one, I will say, the other ones I described as, kind of being kind of gross-looking chickens. This thing is nasty-looking. This thing is It doesn't have the wattle, and it doesn't quite have the crest, right? But it's larger. Its feathers are a lot more mottled, and it's covered in these pustules, these boils on the flesh of it, on the face of it, as it kind of like looks towards you. It's not its turn,
Mama ain't happy.
but you did notice it, and yeah, you could probably assume this is Mama.
Yeah, I figured.
One sec here. Let me just drag Mama on over. Now, Mama is
the only
in.
large island.
She's the right here in this corner, but on the inside of the thing. Give me a sec here, though. Okay. Lycus, as you notice Mama, I need you to make a Fortitude saving throw, please.
Oh no.
Oh no.
I don't want to get that hard. 22.
22. Very good roll. My friend, this thing is gross looking, but it's not enough to sicken you to your stomach because you've seen some shit. But its appearance is so revolting that on the first time seeing it, you're now immune to that revolting appearance for the next 24 hours.
Shit. That's
Okay.
awesome.
This is your turn though now, so go ahead. You see Mama back there in the corner. She's there's like a 10-foot gap between the two of you, and it's 10 feet down to the nest. So there's like a hole in the ground between you and Mama.
Gotcha.
Big Mama.
You said it's 10 foot down, so I can't like reach down and try and grab an egg.
You can jump down and grab an egg and then jump back out, but that would be like your entire round.
Yeah. Could I use? I think doesn't prestidigitation let me use like levitate things that are bulk?
Of a certain bulk, yeah, that's true.
Really?
Double check it for me. That sounds right.
Like negligible bulk.
Yeah.
Light bulk.
Light bulk? No, these eggs are a bit bigger than light bulk. Because light would be negligible, like a dagger or something, you know. These are like the size of basketballs. These things got at least like a 1 bulk.
One whole bulk, thank you very much.
1 bulk per egg. But they look delicious.
We need that food. I want them omelets.
Pim is salivating.
Protein.
Big Mama doesn't look too appetizing, but maybe the others, I don't know. All right.
I mean, in that case, I'm just gonna holler out to the crew that Mama's inside. Don't come in. The structure of this place very bad. Might fall down. And
Mucho
then
bad.
I want to walk outside the door. Use my first action to walk outside.
Okay.
And then just beat the shit out of the cabin and try and make it fall down.
Easy enough, man. All right, give me an attack roll.
Alright. That's a 19 on the die. Gotta love this.
That'll
fucking
hit.
level,
Yeah,
man.
that'll hit. Roll me damage, and we'll call this a crit. Because it's I'm pretty sure the AC of broken doorway ain't high. So you'll double your damage here.
Yep.
Actually, no. Objects are immune to crit. Never mind. It's an object.
Well, in that case, it's just 11.
Easy enough, though. So with 11, yeah, you can easily... Then this is already broken and hurting. Let me just do a quick double check of my GM screen here. But I'm feeling that's probably going to do it. Materials statistics.
I can always use Fury of Bros, which I've decided to just call it that.
Okay, so actually it does have a hardness. So it does have a hardness of a little bit that's going to minus from that 11. So that 11 doesn't quite make it. It's cracking though. Like as you hit it, like you see sand, and there's a crunch of wood, and even Big Mama starts to kind of notice what's going on, and you can see her start to get worried as she squawks and looks around the room. Okay, it's
And yeah, second attack for Fury of Bros for that second hit.
okay.
Bruh.
Does a 17 hit.
A 17 will absolutely hit. Lycus, as you roll the damage though.
You give it. 9.
9 damage. Okay. Minus the hardness. Okay, Lycus?
Was it enough?
You step out of the doorway after Big Mama squawks at you. You turn and you take 2 strikes at this door. Let's say you kind of like kick it with a side kick. You see it's not quite done, and then you just throw in a little bit of extra weight behind it, jump up, kind of twist in the air, and hit it with another kick. And sure enough, that cracks the beam. And suddenly, it just caves in. The stern side of the ship just crumbles, right? You see the wood snap. The top of the roof of the upper deck just caves down. You hear the squawk of the cockatrice Big Mama, now trapped underneath the debris.
Sweet. Hopefully
Well played.
the eggs are fine in the hole. I was hoping that the eggs
Not
were
the
fine in
eggs.
the hole.
Hang on. Well,
Eggs,
hang on.
I made a
Hang on.
logical.
I'm gonna give the monster a free reaction to protect her babies. As you kick it, you look down and you see she squawks, and as the roof caves in, she doesn't even think about herself. She dives down and covers the eggs as the roof caves in on her and her eggs.
I really appreciate
Aw.
how selfless you are. I'm
Yeah.
gonna eat you.
Kinda really over easy.
Okay. So that was your round, I believe.
I have
Oh,
one last action.
yeah, 'cause you flirted
which
blows.
Yeah, so actually I'm gonna use it retroactively because I was using I was adding a dice to the things because I always add a runic weapon to myself.
Okay.
So I'm gonna do that with my familiar blah blah blah.
Okay. Yep. So you still have one more?
No, I'm done. That's
Okay.
it.
All right. Okay. Oh, hang on. Damage for. Let's do some damage
Big mama.
for the mama. We'll say she's gonna forego the saving throw because she's taking it. She's taking it.
Motherly
As she...
infants, aren't they beautiful?
What a good mama. A mother's love.
Ooh, we feed the ugly one to the prisoners.
Okay. Yeah. So she takes some damage here.
Based on that face, it's good damage, guy.
Okay. All right. That's Lycus. Cockatry on deck. It's not Big Mama. It's the babies. Or not the babies. The roosters. So let's see. They are going to.
Oh,
Okay.
Tim, you're one step too far.
Yeah, Pim, you're nice and chilling right there. So I'm gonna have these 3 are all gonna take their first actions to fly towards you guys.
Oh, kind of. They got close.
They are going to take their second actions to strike with their beaks. Pim, we're gonna start with you.
Alright.
Tim
Okay.
has a higher AC than me, so I don't know.
Oh, they're just going after the people that are there. Let's see here. So Pim, that is an 18 to hit you and a 19 to hit you.
No and no.
Okay.
Oh, damn.
Nice job.
Too tiny.
Then they are going to use their third actions to fly away 40 feet. They're going to get back. We'll say I'm just going to kind of move them back here a little bit. But they're up. We'll say like roughly 30 feet from you. Because they took like 10 foot
so they're up in the
diagonal.
air.
Yeah, they're up in the air. They kind of flew down. You know, strike. Both missed as Pim just kind of sees them coming and kind of ducks and weaves underneath Edenor as they're striking at you, and then they kind of fuck off again. You know, they don't want to stay within range. They're better than that. But the third one, Pim, as you are running around Edenor using him as a shield, the third one is going to strike at Edenor with a 21 to hit you, Edenor.
I have an AC of 21.
That's going to be what we call a match.
Yeah.
Okay, Edenor, you are going to be taking here 5 piercing damage, and I need a fortitude saving throw, please.
Okay. Fortitude. That's a good one for me, at least. So that is 24.
24 is a success. Right where it pecks you, you can see as Pim is running around, it just distracts you for a moment. The cockatrice kind of lands on your arm as you just kind of hold it up, and it strikes at you, just kind of scooching right between the armor. As you can feel the shrill caw of it in your ears as it strikes at your neck. You can feel the skin kind of begin to harden just a little bit, but you're able to just kind of shrug it off and avoid the calcification. As it kind of pushes off of you again, it's going to fly away with its third action. Also going to get
shoot that one.
30 feet into the air, 10 feet back. All right, those are the cockatrice, followed up with Piminia on deck.
Okay. Minia is going to shoot the one in the air that was hurt before, the one that Gonzalez got.
The one in the air that was hurt before. Yeah, sure. That was the one that just attacked Edenor. Yep.
My crossbow.
Your crossbow.
My crossbow.
Take a shot.
Does a 20 hit?
20 hits. Roll your damage.
Okay. It is 4 piercing.
Four.
That's really all it is.
4 piercing damage. Ain't not none. Cockatrice, like I said before, bloodied, as now it has a crossbow bolt sticking out of its waddle. Shot it right in the the neck flap.
Okay.
It's
so
flying
that's
back up,
action
uses it
number
as a shield.
Action number 2, I'm going to step back in between Edenor and Gazalik. Kind of hop over that dead body. And I'm going to use my third action to cast Message to Luna.
Okay.
So I'm going to look up to the ship where I know Luna is and say, Luna, we could use some help down here, like now.
Do you need
Just
to
leaves
see,
it on red.
Do you need to see the target to cast message? Hang on, because I looked.
So
I
if
looked up.
it's
I know like psychic has a feat where you can ignore line of sight, so I think it might have to.
Yeah, there's nothing about line of sight.
Luna gets the message. I'm just gonna decline that for now. Just put you to voicemail.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
it does have a range of 120 feet. Luna is probably.
500 feet because it's heightened.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Yeah, Luna. I can't see anything that says you can't catch the message. So yeah, you do get the message. You hear it. I'll look that up because I'm pretty sure psychics do get a feat that they can do message without line of sight. So
I'm reading it right now. There's
Okay.
no line of
I know.
sight.
I just looked at it too. But yeah. So for now, we'll say that is that. Yeah, you can. Luna, you do hear it. You do hear Pim's message. Okay. Pim. So cast message, move. Anything else for you? Oh, and crossbow.
That's all 3.
That's all 3. That's all your action economy will allow you to do. We are gonna hop over to our buddy Luna. Luna's turns are a little awkward, guys. We're not gonna be doing like Luna with like 3 action kind of thing. We're gonna do a little bit of dialogue, a little bit of role play here. As Luna is confronting Dr. Jane Malsum, you have him in the brig. He's backed up. You're back to the door. Kanari and him both in the room. Yep.
So yeah, first thing to do as entering, I'm going to just walk my way to a table with 2 chairs and direct him towards one.
Okay. He goes.
Wait for him to sit.
He looks at the chair skeptically. Looks at you. He looks at Kanari. But he moves over and he sits down. And he says, "Yeah, what do you got to say?"
So as he sits down, I'm pretty much gonna slowly walk towards any sort of light source that's in the room slowly.
It's a candle.
And as I'm doing that, I'm gonna cast Phantasmal Minion.
Okay.
Have it be invisible next to the opposing chair that I would have sat on, and I'm gonna have it just slowly move the chair out. And I'm gonna ask him, as this is happening, know so much about this selection. As far as I recall, you were a professor. I've dabbled in dark subjects, but more so very secret.
He observes the chair as it slides back seemingly of its own accord. And as the lights dim, you see a shiver. Right? The leg starts to tap, he straightens. It's, well, I know things. I know the selection war. Perhaps Dorianda didn't explain it to you all too good then. It's not a secret, it's just forgotten. You think the event that signifies who would be in control of the Empire, you think that would be something that would be secret? Just doesn't happen often enough. Folk forget between bouts. But you nobles, you guilds, you guild leaders, you remember. There's some of us who pay attention, some of us who remember to mark the calendar when it comes around. Like I said, like you know, I run in strange circles. Knowing things like this comes with the territory.
To speak to my father about this. Correct. Mistake. Apparently, is such open knowledge.
You speak up a little bit for me, Nigel.
Said I'll have to speak to my father about. Wasn't aware that some people would know about it. So you can do something about this.
Only
What
those of
information
us.
you have?
Only those of us who care to know about it. Those of us who are, let's say, politically involved. Most of the Empire is happy to just let things go day to day. They don't really pay attention. And besides, House Sasalan has won every selection war thus far. It's not like this event really changes things for the common folk. So, they don't pay attention to it. It's a noble's game.
And I'll make my way to the candle, and I'm just gonna be doing the thing. You know when you put your hand through the light,
Mm-hmm.
play with it. As I'm doing that, I'll ask him, "Do you have any recent information that's going on in Azavast? What sort of information's been circling around?"
It's been a long time since I was in Azafast, Miss Elwins. I'm afraid, when I left, I was planning to be back in time for the selection war. Back in time for the selection war's beginning, but issues in Muldan Odan took me a little bit longer than I had hoped. Put me behind schedule. And then all that business with the Charauka. So, the only information I have for you is that those of us who paying attention, we're keeping track of things, we basically decided that the war was going to come down to 3 possible contestants in the final. Yourself, Androva Elron, and name. Sorry, Nigel.
Das? That's the name?
Yeah, that's the name.
How does one spell that?
Yeah. And Jala Bold Pride. Yala Bold Pride. Outside of the 3 of
That's
you,
from the
Eljudir's
How do you
Pride.
pronounce it? Eljo's Pride.
Yeah, Eljudir's Pride, the gladiators and soldiers, really, that guild. Outside of the 3 of you, everybody else would just be considered present, or they didn't have any real aspirations or shot at it.
That makes sense to me as well.
Although, a lot of questions and rumors swirling around you and the Lionheart boy. Last of his house, as I understand it. I'll admit, when I saw the Moonblade wasn't around, I wondered if perhaps you conspired with the blacksmith's apprentice.
Oh no. Any sort of connection or affection I have for Callian would not lead me to losing my fine item. I'm unaware where he might be right now. One of the things I would like to find out, as you don't have any recent information on Azafast, my journey continues on that front. Do you have any means of communicating with anyone in Azafast? Any sort of magic, for example?
I'm afraid not currently. I've got a lot of connections in Azafast if we find such a means. I can offer agents that can be discreet if you're looking to pick up information or recon the area, but as of right now, I've got no means myself of contacting anyone out there.
After that, I'm gonna have the minion take a candle and light it. Make sure there's a lit candle on the table that he's sitting at. Is the one I'm at, is that the only light source, or are there other ones?
No, I'll tell you, there's a candle on the table, and there's, just like the 2 candles right by the door, on either side of the door.
So, the next thing I'll do is I will walk over to those 2 candles. I guess I'll out the one that I was by, and I'll go to the other 2, and I'll mention. I was always taught that the information about the select person kept quite private. Don't know what danger could be upheld to those participating if everyone were to know. I know you've heard some information when it comes to the Eyes of Vandola, that guild. The one who runs it, Ralph. The things he might do to his victim. So, what you heard is true. And as I say that, I'm going to out the candles, and I'm going to use this in a non-attacking way. I'm going to use Dimension Assault to teleport instantly into that open chair. As the candle goes off, pop in there. So there's just a candle light that's shining along my face.
Okay, yeah.
Should you roll intimidation for this? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so Luna makes her
Amazing.
way over to the door, and as she outs those 2 candles, there's just like a little crack, a wisp of air. Suddenly, Luna's in the chair, and as it kind of comes to light, and it kind of illuminates Luna's face. Roll that intimidation. Give you a +2 versus circumstance bonus on that shit.
Luna's doing some theatrical bullshit.
That is 19.
19. 19's a good roll. Yeah, he kind of leans back suddenly in his chair, wary. You see him fist clench, and he looks at you. His eyes. There's a fear in his eyes that everything he was worried about might be true here, as he's locking eyes with you, Luna.
And I'll say, as that part happens, as you can see, it's true. And I guess you can sort of see like a fish hue or something like that along the eyes.
Mm-hmm.
So you know what happens to his victims. You know what they can do. So I would appreciate it. You don't speak so openly about it. I wouldn't want to endanger the party I'm with.
as you say those words, and he kind of recoils back from you, the firelight playing across his face, showing clearly the fear of you. That's when Pim's message hits you.
Well, looks like duty calls. And I will make my way out. I'll leave him there.
Okay.
And just when I get to the door, there's one last thing I'll say. When I get to the door, you know who I am. You know who my father is as well. I can deliver on my promises. Don't speak about it openly again. Leave without.
Take a hero point. Take a hero point. The door creaks shut behind you, and as you walk away, it's just him, lit by candlelight, back pressed against one of the cells of the brig. Fear plain on his face as the door kind of shuts. Okay, Luna?
My minion, as I walk out, my minion outs that one candle source light too,
Oh.
and makes all of them.
I think this man, he's not the kind of guy that's gonna scream in fear, but rest assured, there's no way he's not intimidated. Okay, Luna, we'll say you respond to this message. You're able to make your way to the deck of the ship, and we'll pick up with your turn next round on the deck of the ship.
Right.
Okay. All right.
We're gonna get an air support.
Fantastic. Okay. Right. Big Mama is up with Edenor on deck. So Edenor, Big Mama. I'm gonna use. Okay, Lycus, as you are now making your way back towards the crew, you've left the stern of the ship in a crumbled heap. You see, as you turn your back, you see the planks beginning to shift, right, as it's clear the cockatrice within is trying to escape. First one was a failure. The second attempt, sorry, where's the god dang monster stat block? Jesus, next week. Second attempt is a bit better, as a plank kind of, several planks begin to kind of just fly away, and you see just this grotesque mutant bird head, large, about the size of your head. Like this thing is bigger than the other cockatrice. It's bigger than a chicken, right? It just kind of, right. And it looks over at you and it kind of squawks. Last attempt. This is its third action to try to get out of this shit. Jesus goddamn Christ. All right. Yeah. Does not. It's
So its head is just sitting
it's
there.
just its
like,
head. It's just its head as it's trying to pull itself out of the debris.
What is this gonna be, like a freaking whack-a-mole here?
You can see it's,
I'm going.
it's getting up to like its shoulders. It's just barely trying to get out, but it's not able to do
Feedback
so.
this motherfucker.
Edenor, you are up. You clearly see
Sorry,
the
step
thing
chicken.
crumble. You see the thing crumble. You see Lycus kind of back towards the explosion, and as the dust kind of settles, you see him kind of making his way over, and out from behind in the planks, the cockatrice head pop out. You're
Okay.
up. 3 actions for you, and that'll be the end of round 1.
Alrighty. So, first thing I'm gonna do is, while I'm mean mugging the cockatrice that bit me, I'm gonna pull out my gun sword. My first action. And then I'm gonna shoot it.
We're playing Duck Hunt now. All right.
Yeah.
Roll attack roll.
So this is gonna be 15 plus 12, 27.
Aim for the head. We don't want to dig out the bullets.
Oh, fair.
True. It will taste less gamey as well.
Oh, yeah, I don't think that's how that works. Does a 27 hit?
Oh, 27 absolutely hits. 27, not quite a crit, but it hits.
Okay. And let me just, where's that other dice? There it is. How does 13 damage do?
How does 13 damage do? 13 damage leaves it heavily injured, but not quite dead as you...
This is the one that was bloodied, right?
Yeah, it was bloodied.
Okay. So it's not quite there.
Not quite dead. It's really close, though. It's really close. It's like,
Okay.
I'm going to say, it's like falling out of the sky. It's so close to death.
It's got one bolt in it.
It's got
Man, too bad that bolt could have done just a little more.
just a little more and it would have done it. This... So, one action left.
And then I'm going to, using my Grim Trophy, I want to use that Grim Trophy action
Okay.
to intimidate the other two.
Okay.
So
So what do you need from me? Is it will saves?
it is so comparing my intimidation check to both their DCs. So I can demoralize.
Okay.
both of them.
Against their will DC? Right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Go ahead and make your checks. Or just we'll say one check for both of them.
Yep, sounds good. That's the 18 plus 13.
For
I think I've got a plus 2. So it's 13 plus 18, so that's 31, but I have another plus 1 in there as well.
It's a
So it's
critical
32.
success. It's a critical success. It's a critical success. As you shoot the one, you just glare at the other two.
And then, yeah, so demoralize. Now I gotta look up what a critical success on a demoralize action
I can
is.
help you with this. I think it's their frightened 2 now
Yeah,
versus frightened 1, but let me
Yeah, frightened too.
frightened 2. Okay, yeah, so they're frightened 2, which means I think they lose, is it 2 actions frightened? Or no, their DCs are lowered
Yeah.
by 2. Yeah, so that means their AC is also lowered by 2. And their
Alright.
saving throws, or no, that's fatigue. Frightened, where you at? Yeah. So -2 to all total checks and DCs. Your AC, just so you guys know, is a DC, so their ACs are also -2 at the moment.
Okay.
And at the end of each turn, their value decreases by 1. Okay.
Sweet.
Okay, and I mean that's really my actions. So I had to pull out my gun,
Pull
shoot
out,
my
shoot,
gun,
and
and then
demoralize.
And demoralize.
That's a good turn.
With
That's a
Grim
good
Trophy.
round. It's a
I'll
solid
take
round.
it.
Yeah, yeah. Edenor, you whip out the gun, kind of glance over at the other one, and I'll say your locked eyes at you. Just kind of like look at that one, kind of line it up, lock eyes with the other two, extend the arm, shoot the thing straight in the chest, as the other two are just kind of like. They're saying something in cockatrice to each other as they're kind of glancing between each other.
Well, and they're saying because I do have my wings there. I kind of like I'm kind of like flapping at them aggressively too. Just add a little bit to it.
Yeah.
Eh,
Okay.
Just aggressively shoulder shrugging at them.
Oh.
You're doing a peck dance at them.
You're back dancing at them.
Kinda like
okay.
those
That's gonna
optical
be
birds.
that's gonna be end of round 1. I think this is a perfect spot. We're gonna take our break here. Right, we're gonna come back. We'll finish up this encounter and see what else you guys discover here in this campsite. So, my friends, go get a drink of water, do what you gotta do to decompress. We'll be back here in 10 minutes. To those of you sticking with us, thank you so much for doing so. We'll see you back here in about, let's say, 15 minutes. All right. We'll be back in a moment, and see ya. Welcome back, everybody, to Heroes of Histaeria, Sandsea Saga. We are picking up here as our crew are fighting a bunch of cockatrice. Currently, the roosters are swarming the crew outside, while Lycus has the hen and her eggs trapped under the broken remains of a ship known as the Wandering Minnow. Luna has just had a discussion with a Dr. Jane Malsum and is now moving to join the fray. Luna, we'll say you are 120 feet away from the fight right now. We'll say you're 120 feet from here. I'm just gonna move you to this spot. The ship is kind of south of you right now. We'll say. Actually,
So,
if
show
you
me,
guys
like,
want,
show me like hand placement. Is it like this, or
how
this
high would
is
you guys
them?
have the ship up? Like 120 feet, probably.
Yeah, something like that.
Probably.
Okay. I actually think what we can do here is why don't we just pull the ship onto the map? You guys should have
Map.
control of the ship token, right? I think Lycus and Hannah,
Put it on the
you can throw the ship on there for us. Let's go ahead and get Oka's Will on the map.
Ah!
Yep, that's her. There she is. Oh, the Oka's Will in all her glory. The airship. Hang on, I'm just gonna move you around a little bit.
Okay.
Let's first rotate you 90 degrees and put you like right here. So Luna, oh, unfortunately you're lower than that token. We'll say you're on the deck of the ship, and you can just drop down at any time. If you delete your token and bring it back, you can layer on top of it. But don't do that because you are lost in the initiative order.
Is there at a distance that I can just like jump down there, like right? So that's what I'm wondering. Is like, is it like ship, and they're like here?
Yep,
Is
yep.
this a distance where I could just like drop down?
Yep.
Okay.
Absolutely. I would
Alright,
say, yeah. So you can make that on your turn. You can do that. All right. Okay. Gazalik is up first. He's starting us off in the initiative order. Gazalik is going to. Gazalik is going to spend an action to move up to Edenor. He's going to reach out, and Edenor, you feel the lizard folks' strong reptilian hands grab your shoulder and pull you back towards it, and you hear the hissing, and you feel the heat of the breath as Gazalik whispers into your ear. Fly true, good hunt. And you feel magic kind of suffusing into your body as the lizard folk shaman enhances you with a spell, a heroism spell. Edenor, you have, for the next 10 minutes, you have a +1 to your attack rolls, your perception checks, saving throws, and skill checks.
Hiya.
All right.
So we're going to spend one turn to buff Edenor. We moved up, we buffed, and we are going to move over to Lycus with the cockatrice on deck. Not Big Mama, but the roosters. You muted.
Yeah, so I want to just. I mean, it's stuck.
It's
I'm just gonna beat its face in.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah. I'm gonna. You know what? I think I'll call this one off guard.
It seems.
It
Yeah.
seems appropriate.
So,
Grappled and
Yeah.
shit.
Okay.
Not
So
very
first.
sporting.
Oh, I'm not. I'm
Yeah.
a pirate. I'm not sporting. Are you kidding me? I'm
Good
gonna go
sport.
with my first attack as. I'm gonna use ignition, but as a punch, so I can beef it up a little bit.
Okay. Beef it up.
Let's see. Does a 23 hit?
Let me double check something. Off guard, it definitely does. Yeah, go for it. That hits.
All right. And if I'm using this as a punch, that's 4d6.
Okay. And your punch is 5 feet range, right? So you move up to get to the punch.
Yeah. Sorry,
Okay,
forgot
worries.
to move myself on the map.
You're good. I just want you to know
one
you're
second.
because that's like where the cave-in is. You muted again.
What was that? Sorry.
Just because that's where the cave-in is, just keep in mind that's going to be difficult terrain. That 10 feet around it, that 5 feet around is going to be difficult terrain. So you're in difficult terrain. You can move in, no problem. You have the movement speed for it, and you punch him in. Pop, pop. Okay. Again, give me that damage.
Damage. 6, 9, 8. 20 fire damage.
20 fire damage. Damn, son.
Get him.
Get 'em cooked chicken.
You muted again.
Yeah, I was yelling at the kids.
Oh, no worries. You good? You good? Sorry. Okay. And it's just the fire damage, or was it the other damage in there?
It doesn't add physical damage.
Okay.
It moves the spell from doing D4s to D6s.
Gotcha.
But then I'm gonna just punch it.
Sure. Yeah.
Flurry of blows.
Flurry of blows. Well, how many actions is ignition?
2.
Okay, so 1 action to move up, 2 actions for ignition.
Oh right.
So-
that's unfortunate.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
that'd be your
just,
turn then.
That'll be it.
Okay.
Next round though.
Next round.
What about the Eidolon?
His face is a punching bag.
I'm
He-
currently using my one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so Lycus, you see it kind of, struggling to get out, and you kind of like just jump over, kind of Superman punch it into the face, and as you're kind of flying through the air, the fish just lights and ignites into a flame as you come down and crack it right in the skull. Its beak bounces off the debris, and then we cut to the roosters, who they are up.
Oh no.
Okay. The one is really fucked up and injured. It has a chance to escape. I think it's gonna get the fuck out of here. Now keep in mind, all of you are hoping to make this thing food, right? I just want to confirm you're okay with it getting away, because he's gonna take his actions to get out of here.
He will try.
He will try. So we're gonna take 3 actions to move. Just for ease of tracking on the map here.
Is anybody on the cannons like?
Yeah,
Yeah,
shoot it
we
with a
totally-
cannon. I'm sure you'll get a good. You get some good
They are
cockatrice out of it.
Hey,
There
we're
is
some
just
good
looking
meat
for
out of it.
pieces. Yeah, exactly. They're just gonna pre-pulverize it. It's tender
Okay.
chicken then.
Let's see. We got a fly speed of 40 feet, so we're gonna move 120 feet up. I'll say this cockatrice
Okay.
is now in line with the ship. It's
So the
weak.
salvo.
It's weak and it's in line with the ship. That is the weak one. This guy.
Yeah.
The other 2 are intimidated by Edenor. So let's see. They take a -2 to everything. But what they're going to do is they're going to go back up Big Mama. You can get just within range of Lycus with both these guys. Okay, 1 action, move up to Lycus.
Well,
Just because I want to be difficult, I'm going to move them into flanking position. Believe it or not, these cockatrices know about flanking.
like a
This
WWE.
is how we make the game
freaking-
more difficult. Ooh, this is not bad. Hang on. Okay. That is a 24 to hit you, Lycus. With 1. Okay, that looks like you said yes, so I'm going to go with it.
That's my AC exactly. Hits.
All right, that's going to be 3 piercing damage, and I need you to roll me a fortitude saving throw.
Yeah, okay. 17.
17. A 17 is a failure. So, with a failure, you are now slowed 1. Okay?
Got it.
So you're slowed 1, so you lose 1 action, basically, as it kind of strikes you right in the chest as you are kind of punching against Big Mama, turning her into the punching bag. Your footing is a little tricky on this difficult terrain, as these 2 swarm in around you, one kind of catching you right in the chest with the first strike. The second one does definitely hit you, because that was an 18 on the dice. That's going to be a total of 31 to hit you.
Oh yeah.
Is it not a crit, right?
No.
Yeah, 24 is AC. Okay, so that's going to be another. That's much better. That's going to be 9 piercing damage to you, and I need another fortitude save.
All right. That's 21.
21 is a success. You're not slowed 2. This one hits you, but you are able to now resist these slowed effects. But the skin on your chest is hardening. You can see it kind of calcifying from outwards from where that strike was. They both hit here. They're gonna fly away again.
Of course.
They're just gonna go. I'm just gonna say they're gonna go 30 feet up. They're 30 feet above you, just kind of swarming.
So are they like directly up?
Yeah, directly up. All the cockatrice
Directly
right
up
now.
in
yeah,
line?
Yeah, all the cockatrice right now are directly up. The 2 around Lycus are 30 feet up. The one over by Edenor is 120 feet. Okay. Piminia, you are up.
Okay, I'm going
Luna on deck.
to. I'm going to use all 3 actions to do something cool. I'm going to
Love to hear
summon
that.
an instrument, and this is going to be. This is going to be like a banjo.
You're gonna summon a banjo?
And as I summon said instrument, I'm going to use my spell trickster feat summon ensemble. So
Okay.
what it's gonna be is like a band, like a bluegrass ensemble. So it's me on the banjo. There's like a set of spoons playing themselves,
Nice.
and like a mandolin somewhere,
Nice.
and then a stand-up bass.
Nice.
And so I'm playing a little ensemble, and what's gonna happen is once per turn, when I sustain a spell, choose an opponent within 30 feet who can hear my performance. The target must attempt a will save against the spell's DC.
You're gonna have to move
Otherwise,
up.
it becomes distracted and
I'll-
flat-footed.
Yeah. I guess Big Mama is the one. If you're targeting Big Mama, you can probably get her. She's 40 feet away.
Yeah. I'm just summoning myself. It's all 3 actions, so I can't move.
Yeah. But you don't have any targets within range with your... Unless it's a friendly that you're going for.
Yeah, that was dumb. Whatever. I'll just roll with it. I am a band, and I am playing music.
Okay.
And that's
Just in the middle of the fight, friggin' just running a shindig right in the middle of the
Takes
combat.
after-
I was gonna do something cooler.
Takes after Brock. Like father, like daughter. Pim begins striking up some music. All right, Pim. That's your
Not
that's
my
your
most
turn.
useful turn, but at least we're all jamming now.
Now you're all jamming out. Okay, Luna, you are up with Big Mama on deck.
So can I, like in general, what I got like a drop range around here?
Yeah. What are you planning to do? And then we can just kind of go from there.
Okay, so I know this one is in line. So the first thing I'm going to do, it's bloodied as well.
Yeah, the one back here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think maybe Edenor can handle that. I'll drop down. Is the assumption I obviously took out my sword.
Yeah, like while you're
As I was
running up,
making to
as you're
my
making your way up to the deck. Yeah.
Obviously, guys.
Yeah,
obviously.
we're not gonna beat that nitty gritty about that. That would be dumb.
So if I'm 120 feet up, the first thing I'll do, I'm hopping, get to the tip of the deck, pick my spot, and I'll jump off the ship.
Okay.
And when I am, how far can you fall in one round? 500 feet?
I believe it's something like that. Yeah, like you'll hit the floor this round.
So let's say I'm falling. When I'm within 30 feet or so, I'll use my reaction to cast Gentle Repose,
Okay.
which is Gentle Landing. Sorry, wrong.
I was gonna say gentle repose keeps things from dying, so
Yeah.
you'll die,
I was
but your
halfway
corpse
there.
won't rot. I'm with
Sorry.
you.
And I'll pop that so I can land safely.
Mhm.
Observe my surroundings, and I'm seeing that my captain is surrounded. I'll
Well,
use
2 of those
one-
chickens are in the air right now.
Yeah.
Where's it? Big Mom. Big Mama's in the.
Big Mama's in
ground.
the floor. Yeah, just the head sticking up, and the other 2 are
Yeah.
in the air, 30 feet above Lycus.
right, I'll go for Big Mama then.
Okay.
Bring her down.
So you use movement to move forward and for my get close and I will spell strike here.
Okay, as you get within range of Big Mama, I do need you to make a
Save.
fortitude save, please. Yes.
That is a 18.
An 18 is a failure. You are sickened 2. As you
Big
look at this,
bumpski.
you look at this cockatrice, and you think this is just the most disgusting, revolting creature you've seen. As its head is just out of the ground, and it's, flinging its face around. It's pretty nasty looking. Second, gives you a penalty to all checks and DCs, and you cannot willingly ingest anything. So, like potions or something, you can't drink any potions or anything like that. You can spend an action to basically throw up and end the sicken effect on yourself. And on a success you reduce the value by 1, and a critical success would give you a 2. So depends on how good you throw up.
Throw up on
Oh
the
shit!
sticker.
I gotta throw up again.
Oh, I gotta throw up
Yeah,
again.
this is barfing on
Okay,
me.
so Luna, you're sickened 2.
Sticking 2. Okay, and then I'll fight through it. I'm gonna go for spell strike.
Okay.
For the first roll.
It's
It's a natural
flat-footed.
20.
Okay, a natural 20 is a natural 20. I was gonna say it's flat-footed, and you're also taking a -2 for being sickened. But you still hit.
Total roll would be
Yeah,
total roll would
you're
be
still. It's a
32.
and it's a crit. Yeah, so yeah, it's still a crit.
And the spell I'm using is Horizon Thunder Sphere.
Okay.
So picture like a thin globe surrounds the sword as it strikes down. 7d6.
7d6.
Wow.
Luna just wants
Probably.
Luna the murderer.
The
You
executioner
can't keep
has
getting away with
arrived.
it. She stole the Monkey King, and now she's stealing the Big Mom kill. Come on. Come on.
Be faster.
He waits until they're dead, and then comes in and kills them. Come on.
I mean, him brought Luna in, so.
So this is Pim's fault.
Don't you get that shit twisted.
Hey, I'm following his logic.
Pim just brings in Luna and then starts playing
That's-
as fucking hoedown.
Like, my
Play
job's
Luna's intro
done.
music.
56 damage there.
56 damage.
Oh my god.
Oh god, Luna, I'm pretty sure this is how do you want to do this? Yeah, it's a how do you want to do this? Sorry, like this.
You bastard.
So there's a little. It's almost like there's a shield over the sword, but it's crackling with lightning as it goes. So it go in for a piercing into. This sounds wrong. Into Big Mama's head, and lightning starts to crackle until that shield that was around the sword starts to expand with lightning, and then the head just kind of goes.
Ooh, okay. So you guys watch as Luna jumps off the side of the ship, lands with a. You did a spell strike, right? Yeah, is kind of flies across the field, hits with the spell strike, teleports over to Big Mom and just stabs into the head. And as the blade is now kind of lodged into the cranium, you see Lycus, similar to the Monkey King kill steal, Big Mama kind of squawks at you, and now there's a blade kind of lodged. You can see the line of it through the jaws. The eyes kind of begin to light as they change color with the lightning spell, and then all of a sudden it just erupts. Gore splatters outwards, and Big Mama is no more, and Luna joins the fight.
Yeah,
She does the
again,
stab and looks towards the captain with a smile.
just covered in chicken guts.
Guts.
Again? Really? Come on.
All right, Luna, that's your turn. Big Mama's turn is up, and we're dead.
It only counts as one. That's what I imagine like it's saying.
So, funny thing that happens here, though, right? Big Mama is now no longer wiggling and no longer really supporting the debris that Lycus and Luna are standing on. I need Lycus and Luna to roll some reflex saving throws.
The eggs. Save the eggs.
Guys, if you're gonna talk, please leave.
You know who would have saved the eggs. What'd you get, Luna?
That is another natural 20 back to back.
Yo.
Luna's rolling today.
Saving the seashell dice.
Okay. Luna, yeah, you.
Not a natural. Sorry,
What'd you get?
not a natural 20, but I do have a 31.
That's both critical successes. As the floor kind of caves in under you both just kind of hop onto like pieces of debris and just kind of surf downwards. As you kind of like slide into the pit, we'll say like the two of you are now 10 feet down, debris all around you. You can see the remnants of the nest underneath the debris, and you can see now the bodies a little bit closer. They're right up next to you, those petrified bodies those calcified bodies that you had spied earlier, Lycus. As you look at them now up close next to you, you realize that these are petrified, calcified gnolls, hyena people. But they're dismembered and their bodies are broken. And now the two cockatrice are 40 feet above you guys. Because you're 10 feet down. Okay.
Cool.
All right. Ed, Nor, you are up with Gazalik on deck.
Okay. Edenor now got a little shoulder rub, you know.
Yeah, little lizard folk shoulder rub.
With some music in
You
the
know,
background.
had some sweet nothings, you know. He's ready with his fight music coming out to the arena.
I
Put
start
me in,
playing-
coach.
Spins the gunblade in his hand.
Yeah. Which is dripping with magma at this point because I
Oh.
did shoot it and get hit.
That's true.
So Edenor is going to use two of the actions to fly up, because from here they are like 30 feet away and up, so I can get there.
Easily.
And I'll be essentially right here next to him.
Yep.
And I am going to activate my Explosion of Shards, which is a 15-foot emanation. It's a DC 20 reflex save for them.
I'm pretty sure we have a couple of failures here, but let me
Okay.
just confirm. One got a 22 and the other one got an 18.
Okay, so one failed. So now they are taking... So that is... Not bad. 8 fire damage.
Okay.
And then another 8 piercing damage. And then, because I can't stay in the air, I actually kind of float right down where I'm at.
Yeah, because you don't have the actions to do like a maneuver in flight kind of deal and hover up.
Yeah, I can't, like, I would have to take another action to actually stay in the
To stay in
air.
the air. Yep, exactly.
Without a feat. So I will land softly because I have
Mhm.
a feat for that.
Yeah. What was the? You said 11 and
So-
11, right?
It was 16 damage for one of them,
Yeah.
and then it would be half that for the other.
Okay.
So 16 and 8.
16 and 8. All right. Got you.
So I go flying up in the air, you know, all pumped up, kind of get up there, swing exploding in magma and obsidian glass right in their face, and then, you know, I do a superhero landing
Right next,
with
right
my
next to the
wings.
captain and Lycus, and just
Well,
comes
like
down.
a little bit above them.
Yeah,
kind of
just on the ledge above, like they're 10 feet down below you. Yeah, you guys, as the two of you as Lycus and Luna kind of land in the pit, you look around, you see the knolls, you see the nest, right? You look up as you hear the bang. You see Edenor kind of twirling in the sky. It's just a ballet of wings, magma, and glass. And it kind of spirals downwards and lands. Superhero lands with the wings kind of flaring out next to the two of you. All right.
Then you hear me snicker. Backflip.
Gazalik is Edenor, hero point. I just caught on. Well said, sir. Okay. Gazalik, can you reach? Gazalik can. All right. With another Searing Light spell, Gazalik is going to take a shot. We're going to move right up underneath the chicken and shoot another Searing Light out of that staff for 25 will hit. Boom. Gazala cooks a chicken, and you guys see just a rotisserie chicken falling from the sky. One action to move, 2 actions to cook. That's Gazalik's turn. It's just erupts in flame.
Yeah, don't let Gazala get near that rotisserie chicken.
I was gonna say, Pip, you can see Gazalik's face, like the tongue just. I think Gazalik might have been the only one who did not agree to do a hunger strike.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Lycus, you're up with Cockatrice on deck. 2 Cockatrice 40 feet above you. Edenor 10 feet above you. Luna next to you.
All right.
Eggs possibly buried.
All right. So, I'll use. I'm slowed, so I only have 2 actions, right?
Correct.
All right. Well, I'll use 1 action to climb out of the hole,
Okay.
and then
It's only
last
10
action
feet,
to
so I'm just
just-
gonna say, what's your like expert in fortitude or some shit, right?
Fortitude. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I am.
Yeah. So you can climb out. Yeah.
And then through my familiar, I'm gonna cast. Is only one left alive?
There's just the 2. The 2
Two.
above you.
I thought
Cool,
one of
then
them
I'm gonna
went
use-
down from Gazalik. Or is I misinterpreting that?
No, Gazalik took
Yeah,
down the one on the left.
Oh, the other one that was flying.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah.
All right.
Gazalik got the one, because it was just within range. Just at the end of the
Gotcha.
range.
Oh, cool. In that case, I'm gonna grab my familiar and gonna shift into its little gun form and electric arc
Okay.
to hit the 2.
Hit the 2 up top, absolutely. What do you need from me?
Basic reflex.
Basic reflex. Nothing too complicated about it, just your old basic reflex. Oh, those are terrible rolls. That's gonna be a 15 and a 13.
No.
Those don't save?
All right. Cool. No. Surprisingly, no. All right, and let's see how much damage is this. 4d4. 4, 6.
44 damage.
13 damage to both of them.
13 damage to both. Okay. One of them, there is one that is very bloodied. Are they both bloodied? They're both bloodied. They're both bloodied. One of them is very weak. But they're both bloodied now with that.
Perfect.
Alright. Move electric arc.
Get the eggs.
Luna, get the eggs. Okay, Cockatrice are up. They're both bloodied here. I think they're gonna run. I think they're getting the hell out of Dodge, right? Big Mom is dead.
Cannons.
The other one's dead. They're 30 feet up. If we say they take another 120 feet to move outwards with their 3 actions, it's going to put them 150 feet. I'm going to call them 150, just for simplicity's sake. I'm going to call them 150 feet straight up.
Okay.
Or you know what? We'll do slightly diagonal. They're gonna make their way down this canyon to the north. So I'm just gonna call them like right over here. 150 feet up. Your meal ticket's getting away. Pim
Okay.
is up with Luna on deck. As you're busting out some sweet tunes, Pim.
I'm just-
Yeah, blood and guts flying. Just
Okay.
Gazalik waiting for Gazalik catches a roasted chicken and he's looking at it. You see him kind of cocking the head.
Yeah. Can we command that ship though? From here?
Luna's got
Shoot the chickens?
Pim's got message.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea. Okay, I'm gonna just to commit to the bit. I'm going to sustain this spell. So one action to sustain, because it's going so well.
Jam it out.
And then I will use another action to cast message to Brock.
Okay.
And I will say I'm gonna be like singing because I'm performing right now. So the message sounds like, "Dad, the chickens are about to get to the ship. Please kill them so we can eat them for dinner." Ding, 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 ding.
Do they feel inspired by that song, that soulful rendition? I think Brock would be.
I think Brock could be kind of into it. He gets a response, right?
He gets to respond, yes.
He gets to respond. You can almost like hear the smile in his mental response as he says, "All right, sweetheart, I can get behind this. Let's have some fun." And Pim, as your band is playing, just as you get to the beat, you hear the beat go off, not just with your percussions in your ensemble, but also above, as you hear the Okas will release a gun salute. Several of the air cannons go off, and yo, double nat 20. Double nat 20. Where's my phone? Yeah, whatever.
Huzzah!
There we go.
I'm glad I
How do
did
you
it
define
here.
Overkill. Double
We
nat.
definitely, we don't have to tenderize the meat for sure.
So what happens here is Pim is rocking out as these two things are getting away, as they're kind of making their way into that little narrow canyon. Pim, you're playing a lute, I believe?
It's a banjo right now.
You're playing a banjo. Pim, you kind of turn around, you do like a knee slide on the banjo, and as you kind of hit those last few notes, the gun salute up top goes off as the Okas will fires a barrage into the canyon. And sure enough, the two cockatrice are definitely dead. And the whole, I think a face of the canyon begins to kind of shake and rock, though rocks begin to tumble and fall to the floor. Can I get a couple of perception checks here real quick?
Okay, that's good.
21.
21's good. And DC 18.
29.
Oh, not me though.
Okay,
I got a
I got
29.
one.
So
those of you above an 18, you can see the rocks on the ledges above beginning to crumble. The Oka's will certainly hit pretty hard. Potential landslide seems to be imminent as
like in
stones
our direction?
in your
Or-
direction. Yeah, it's going to be coming down the hill here, just towards the ship. So you guys have. You guys have 3 rounds to get what you can out of here. As you guys can see the stones edifice, the faces of these rocks kind of crumbling. You have 3 rounds to get the fuck out of here before it falls.
Okay.
On.
I do have one action left. if we're
You do have an
still-
action left.
So I've already sustained this spell, so the music is playing.
And you messaged.
And I messaged, so I will step over, or I will move here to begin looking
Okay.
for stuff.
Okay. Just to confirm, you haven't grabbed the scroll from the guy's arm yet, right? I know we were talking about it.
No.
Okay.
No, I have not.
Do you want to use the action to grab that instead, or do you still want to
would
move
love
over?
to.
Okay, so you can use your action to grab that. You can choose your flavor here. If you want to get it out without breaking his hand and stuff, you can go ahead and roll a thievery. If you want to just go ahead and break the hand, you can go ahead and roll athletics.
Yeah. It's gonna be thievery.
Thievery, go for it.
Just pulls out some lockpicks and
It's not going well. It's a 13.
A 13. With a 13, you get the scroll out kind of like halfway. As you kind of twisting it in the hand, you do hear a shredding noise, though. It looks like it might have cut into it, and perhaps you can tell that the scroll inside might be damaged somewhat. With 13, but it's still in his grip. I would say it's one more check might be able to get it out, but unfortunately, it is going to be damaged when you get it.
Okay.
Okay, that's Pim's last action there. Luna, you
Luna
are
cringes
up.
in the distance.
Yep.
Luna does not know why.
Luna,
Yeah,
you are
I just
up,
feel it. Because I'm 10 feet
down.
below down, so I have to go another 10 feet to just be like at ground level, basically.
Correct.
Don't forget the eggs, though.
There are
Yep.
2 eggs, which are buried currently. You don't know that they're 2 eggs. But you heard Lycus tell you don't forget the eggs.
Then I think so. I guess my first action has to be investigate.
Sure,
I assume just to see where the eggs are.
sure. First action, investigate. Yeah. Or search. Yeah.
So,
me see if I
just a reminder, David,
Ah.
that eggs are strongest at the tips, so they're actually pretty sturdy.
Pretty
It's
sturdy
all-
objects. You know what?
I just,
Polly, roll me a d20.
all right, that's a 14 on the dice.
A 14 on the dice. Okay. Noted.
We should add a luck stat to this game.
Yes. I agree. Okay, so yeah, Luna.
There's no investigate. Is this perception?
It's a search action.
Search.
Yeah, so that is under. So it's a skill action, I believe. I think it's just a perception check.
Yeah. So then that'll be
Seek. Scan the area for signs of creatures or objects using perception. Yep.
That's a 17.
17. On 17, you find 1 egg. You don't know how many there were, though. You heard Lycus say, get the eggs. With a 17, you find 1.
Is grabbing an object an action in
Yes. Yeah, you'll have to, like, you see, you found it, and you have to pick it up.
I'm gonna search for the other one.
Search for the other one. Okay.
It's an X plural. Go for it. That's a 20 something.
20 something?
25.
Yeah, easily enough. You find the second egg as you kind of move the debris around a bit more. So you've got 2 eggs in front of you. And you also, with that roll too, you find kind of buried in the pile of just junk in here, a small chest as well.
Okay.
So there are 3 things to pick up: 2 eggs and a chest.
How big the chest? Is it a small chest?
It's I would say it's a fairly sizable chest.
Could
Like,
it be held like this, or we're talking like this?
No, like you underarm for sure. Like I think for Pim it would be like this, you know, but for like Edenor, underarm is easy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I only have 1 action for this turn left. I'll make sure to.
When you choose chest or eggs.
Well, for this turn, I'll go with the chest.
Okay. Luna, you have a chest in your possession.
At the
I know at
Luton
some
Luna.
point food is more important than treasure, right?
I got a plan.
Depends who
Okay.
you
Big
ask.
guys are done, or bad guys are done. So Edenor, you are up with Lycus on deck.
Yep. So I would have saw where the our chicken cutlets landed after they got hit by the air cannons, right?
Roll me a
because
C.
I had a 29 for the perception
Oh, did you? Yeah.
with
You
the
saw
explosion.
Yeah.
So
You saw where they are.
okay, so I mean, I guess where did they land? Relatively close, like can you
Yeah, I would say they're like within a movement away, but they are
Okay.
buried. They are buried.
Fair. So I'm going to, use an action to move, and then I want to use an action to kind of dig them out.
Sure. Yep. Athletics.
So, all right.
Say DC 22 here. If you critically succeed, you dig out both.
Okay. Well, do I use a hero point?
You need
I
to
can
get a
use a hero.
32 to critically succeed, or 20.
Can I do it?
Can you do it? Do you have the technology, the modifiers?
I would have to get at least a 19.
Yeah.
No, I'm not gonna use my hero point yet. I got a 23.
23? Yeah, you're able to find one of them.
So dig that out, and then I'm gonna dig out the second one.
Okay.
Okay, and that one's a 24.
Yep, you dig them out both. You got you.
Actually 25, but yeah.
Edenor climbs over the debris and he starts kind of just digging through. So you knew where they fall. You track them as they kind of as the canyon caved in on them, and you kind of pull stones aside and you emerge with 2 chickens in hand. And you look up and you can see the rock still shaking, threatening, but you have your 2 chickens in hand.
Yes.
Okay. Gazalik is up. Gazalik. He's got the one chicken. He's got the roasted one in his hands already. Does he eat it? No, Gazalik's wiser than that. I think he's going to take he's going to take the roasted chicken, and he's going to look to the rest of you, seeing. It looks like Lycus and Luna are set. It doesn't look like anybody's in immediate danger. I think Gazalik is just going to take his chicken and bounce.
Yeah.
So we'll say Gazalik's going to spend his whole turn. He's going to get the whole movement away, and we're just going to call him clear of the landfall. All right, so Gazalik is out of the initiative order. I'm going to say he's kind of like over here now. Okay.
He's not even gonna grab a barrel. He's just gonna grab the chicken.
No, he's just going to grab his chicken and go. He didn't care about no barrel. He can't eat a barrel. Lycus is up.
I'm
From where you are, you can see Luna has dug out the eggs. Like the eggs are there, but you see her grab a chest instead.
I'm gonna wait for Luna. I'm gonna wait for Luna to toss me the stuff, the egg and the chests, to then haul them away.
Okay. So you delay your turn for that. That works. Is Nigel frozen, or is he just like in deep thought right now?
Frozen.
I think he's frozen.
Okay.
I don't think he thinks that hard.
I was gonna say that he's really considering that. All right, Lycus, I'm just gonna move you in the initiative order to after Luna. Pim, you are up with Luna on deck.
Okay, Pim is going to move here. She'll drop the. She's not going to sustain the spell anymore, so music kind of dissipates. And she's just going to look around for anything she can quickly grab.
Anything you can quickly grab? Yeah.
What about? Did you finish the scroll though?
Oh, shit.
Oh yeah.
I'm so distracted.
No,
Okay,
you're good.
I'll first attempt to get the scroll.
Grab that scroll back. Okay, sure. What
You
did we
said
say last
athletics,
time?
we'll just crack the hand off.
Yeah, you can crack athletics to just break the hand, or you can use thievery to work it out of the grip again. Your thievery check
not
is
this-
it's loosened, so the thievery check is lower this round.
Okay, so I'm going to use thievery again.
Sure.
It's a 23.
23 is a success. You're able to dislodge the scroll tube from the hand without further damage.
Cool. Okay, so I've got the scroll. Then I move here, and a quick check for anything that looks grabbable.
Sure. I'll say there's like a small cask. Yeah, there's a small barrel cask that you can try to grab. It is a bit unwieldy. What's your strength modifier?
Not good.
Yeah, I had a feeling it wouldn't be good.
It's -1.
-1. Okay, so there's a cast that looks like you could grab it, right? But it's just large enough where it would be kind of cumbersome to do so. Currently, you have the scroll and your instrument in hand, I believe, or no, your crossbow. You would have to take an action to stow. You'd have to take actions to stow both these items so that you can grab that cask. It would require both hands for you.
Not worth it. I will start running this way.
Okay. Okay. You got your scroll, and you're making your move out of there. Pim, I'm going to call you safe from the landslide.
Cool.
Okay. Luna, you are up with Lycus on deck. You got a couple of eggs in front of you and a chest in your hands.
I disconnect. Oh, so never mind. Lycus turn sit.
Is waiting for your
Yeah,
turn.
Lycus is delayed till after you.
Play? Oh, okay.
So they've Lycus, you're muted.
Have the chest.
You're still muted.
Yeah, Luna, I was just waiting for you to like throw the stuff to me or whatever, like get up even, and I'll just help you move it all over.
Then I would say if I can throw the depending on how heavy the chest, if I can throw that at Lycus as an action.
Sure. Yeah, what's your athletics? Or yeah, it's athletics, right?
Yeah, I'm trained in it, but this sickened condition is coming through real
Yeah,
fast.
you're trained in it, but yeah, you are sickened. So I will say with being trained, you can attempt it. It's not like you're untrained. You know, throwing things is something you can do slightly trained.
I think this is one of those things, and once it gets above, we're good anyway.
Yeah.
It's only 10 feet.
Yeah, we'll call it a DC 18.
50 shot right now. Ooh, that is 10. That is exactly what I need, plus 8 for 18.
There you go. It's a clean lob right up to you, Lycus. It's like a perfect distance where all you really have to do is just go out and grab it out of the air.
This isn't a fucking egg.
Let me I'll do something similar. I'll grab the next egg and chuck it up for the final 2 actions.
Okay, so you grab the egg and chuck it up. Go ahead and roll. The egg is going to be a little bit easier. We'll call that just a 15 DC.
That is 16.
Okay, yeah, you make it. You're able to throw it up. Now here's the thing though, Lycus, we're going to cut to your turn, right? You have the chest in both hands as this egg is being thrown up. So your hands are occupied as you were supposed to catch this egg. You can jump the chest and grab the egg if you want.
Well, let it hit your
for sure.
face.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to say, okay, go ahead and go for it. So yeah, you drop the egg, you drop the chest. That's a free action. And let's call this a reflex throw, or a reflex saving throw. No, actually no, grab the edge. Just a grab the edge thing. What's grab the edge? That's a...
That's a reflex save.
I think it's a dexterity, yeah.
That's my second nat 20 of the day either way.
Boom. Easy peasy. With a nat 20, I'll say you're actually able to catch it with one hand. Like so you have another hand available to you. The chest is still on the ground, but you do have the egg with one hand available.
Well, if Luna uses all 3 actions to throw both eggs and the chest.
It wasn't
wouldn't
both
that be-
eggs. I think it was just the one egg, right, Luna? Yeah. So
Yeah.
you can take the egg and the chest because what's your strength? Your strength is pretty good, right?
Yeah, my strength is +3.
Yeah. You can take them both. Like you said, it's a big egg. It's fairly strong, right? It survived a ship falling onto it, and you have the chest as well. So you can like hang the chest in a loop. You know, it's not like the most ergonomic way to do it, but you can do it.
Cool. Yeah, I think because Luna's still down there, right? That's 10 feet
Luna's
down.
still down in the hole, yeah, with one egg and 3 dead gnolls.
This chest, is it one of those like it has 2 rungs on it on either side?
Yeah. Yep. Exactly.
I'm
You have-
gonna
yeah.
lean down and like let the chest hang into the hole so I can help Luna up,
Oh, nice.
so they can also grab their egg and come up,
Okay.
and then we run.
All right. I'm gonna say, we're pretty much good with like initiative order here. I imagine Edenor, you're just gonna use your action to get the fuck out of here. Your turn to get out of here.
Actually, I was gonna use because this is the second round,
Yes.
right, for me. So I was going to stow my chickens and weapon,
Okay.
and then I wanted to go see what I can grab on the way out.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, we'll say you're able to do that. Go ahead, roll a seek. So that'll be a perception check. Lycus and Luna. To Luna, go ahead, roll a grab the edge, which is a. It's a reaction to use athletics to grab Lycus's handle that he dropped for you.
I'll use one of my juicy hero points.
Okay.
God, must have been a
on
one.
This one.
Yeah, from 2 nat 20s to a 1, that seems fair.
Nah, I took
How many times are we allowed to use hero points?
Just one. I think just once per roll.
Okay. That is 14.
Okay, with a 14, unfortunately, your options are you can grab onto the thing and get out, or you can drop the egg.
Yeah, my
Max's head tilt.
You said drop the egg and he's like, don't.
There's a correct choice here, and
There's also a landslide incoming, man.
your crew
We
has
still
an
got a
opinion.
whole nother turn.
We have a whole nother. We have a whole turn. We got
You
this.
got a
All right,
Ziggy
all
hook.
right.
All right, all right.
I'll hold on.
I'll fly you out, baby. I don't
Okay.
know what I need to do.
Lycus, Luna makes her way over. You hang the chest over. You've got the egg hooked or in the crutch of one arm. The chest kind of leaning into the hole. You're dangling and waving it around so that she can grab the handle. Luna, as you're making your way over to it, though, you're tripping over the debris. There is a shake, a quake of the ground, and that causes you to kind of stumble and you miss the grab. Edenor, you make your way over and you are looking for supplies that you can still grab, right? Your chickens are hooked up. You are able to see with a 29 2 casks that look like they could hold stuff. With a 29, you were able to kind of go over, kind of pull the lid aside, and you can see it looks like fresh water in one of them. And then over the other one, you find what looks like a barrel of potatoes.
Potato.
And then,
Potatoes in a barrel? Nice.
could I pick up both of them, you think? Or are they just one?
If you can roll, I
We
would
have
say
infinite water.
you have infinite.
Yeah,
water.
but for later. I want the barrel for something else.
Okay. You can collect both of these if you get me a DC 25 athletics. You can get both of them.
Okay. I do have a hero point to use. And we're going to use that hero point. All right, baby. So that is 26.
26. You got them both. You got one up here, one up here, and Edenor is making his way out of the camp.
A chicken strapped to your back.
2 chickens strapped to his
Chickens,
belt,
everything.
and 2 barrels on his shoulders as he's just like flapping and running out of the campsite. As you're running by Edenor, you see Lycus leaning into the pit, dangling a chest, trying to convince Luna to grab onto it. As we go in to the last round, Edenor,
Okay.
you're clear. It's just
Okay.
Lycus and Luna. This is it. You guys get out, or the landslide hits. What do you do?
Come on, Luna.
So,
10 feet above.
Can
Is
I
this-
just say
Sure.
something above table?
yeah.
If you all delayed your turns until my turn, I could get you extra movement. If that's helpful.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Does Ednor have an option to fly back in?
I would say,
too?
Pim,
Just
you're-
curious.
Yeah, we can do that. I kind of, I would like to start pulling people out of initiative order a
Yeah.
bit here, but I'll give you
Mhm.
two both like a thing. Edenor, your round just happened, but Pim, you would
Yeah.
be technically before Luna and Lycus anyway, so you can go ahead, take your turn. Like you drop your, you're just right outside there. You have the scroll in your hand, but you can look back and you can see Lycus and Luna kind of struggling to get out of that pit.
Okay, so I'm going to cast a focus cantrip called Triple Time as I start dancing a lively jig, and I say, "Come on, guys, we gotta go!" And it's a 60-foot emanation, so everybody's hit. You gain a plus 10-foot status bonus to all speeds for the round.
Nice. All right. Lycus and Luna, you hear Pim call out, and the Fey magic kind of suffusing you and all of you, Edenor and Gazalik, you feel it as well, as Pim is invoking your will and the Misteel to drive you to be quicker than you would be normally.
Quick question for me. I know I'm in this 10 feet below. Is there any other way out?
Yeah,
Yes?
you can just climb out of it at any point. Lycus is giving you a little bit of assistance here. I would say it's a lower DC by where Lycus is at, but you could just use your movement to try to get out.
Okay, because with him doing that, like it kind of comes up by a lot. Right now I think I have. It would be like 55. I would say try, because I still have to grab the egg.
I thought you grabbed it
No,
already.
you have the egg.
You have it.
didn't drop it.
You didn't
because-
drop it, yeah.
So what I would do is use so my actions pretty much to head on out.
Yeah, that makes sense. We'll say Lycus is leaning over with the grip of the thing. We'll just have you, grab onto the other side as Lycus goes to pull you out. Let's just get athletics checks from both of you combined. I'm going to take the average of this roll to be your check.
When you use a hero point?
Sure.
God damn it!
We're all burning our
Okay. Well, with that hero point, I got a natural 20.
Okay. Lycus, what'd you get?
27, I believe.
Okay, the two of you are both able to conserve all your movement speed as you help Luna out of the thing. Lycus, I think with the natural 20, the way this probably looks is, Luna, you bound across the knolls and the nest, grab the handle as Lycus kind of swings, and Luna kind of does a little somersault out and lands next to Lycus. You both have the chest, one grip on either side. And we'll say the two of you can just take the rest of your movement, especially with Pim's thing, to just get the fuck out of here.
Mhm.
Okay, and as the two of you are running away and fleeing this scene, sure enough, wouldn't you know it, the landslide rolls down, crunches over the what's left of the wandering minnow, and sweeps it down into the savannah. All of you are safe. All of you are armed with food and spoils of what you collected.
Potatoes.
Potatoes.
The landslide just kind of slides underneath the Oka's will, which is just kind of hovering above it.
Chest!
Got a chest.
Another one.
Did you guys feel the magic when I was performing? Did you feel anything?
That was you?
It was.
That helped.
Yes.
Really? Cool.
Oh, you meant before the landslide?
Hmm?
Did you mean before the landslide or just now?
Yeah. You remember when you heard, right? My awesome performance?
I thought it was pretty amazing.
It was really great.
Felt pumped up.
It gave me the energy to
So.
explode those chickens. So
I have to say, Banjo, I hold in high regard above even Moots.
Oh, okay. I'll I'll write a banjo song about you.
I prefer the violin, so perhaps maybe.
I'll summon that next time. Except it's gonna be a fiddle, if that's cool with you. Fun fact, it's the same instrument. It's just how you play it.
Really? Like, actually?
That's true, yeah. The fiddle is a violin.
Well,
I thought there'd be something different.
I didn't know that.
Just a style you play it in.
Okay.
Hey, David, I have a question for you.
Sure.
That's character relevant. Am I still partially stoned? Like, what's going on with?
Oh yeah, let's take a look
the
here. Hang on.
cosplay?
Yeah, you are.
Oh yeah.
You are. You're
Slowly
like
calcifying.
yeah, the skin on your like chest and abdomen, like you guys, Lycus is a pretty fit guy, right? But I would say like he actually looks chiseled right now on his chest and abs.
Actually chiseled.
Actually
Just
chiseled.
picking at it. Just
Yeah,
like,
the skin is like solid. It's hard to breathe actually because your chest can't even fully expand. So yeah, you were slowed until I tell you you're not slowed anymore.
Uh-oh.
okay, I guess.
Lycus,
But it
have
does
you
go
been
away.
working out?
We'll see.
God damn it.
Let's get back on the ship. Maybe Martha.
How
can
well
help.
do you roll your fortitude saves?
Yeah, I'll talk to Martha.
Okay. So you guys head back to the Oka's Will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So.
Okay. As you approach, Brock and the crew lower the elevator that drops down to fetch all of you. Right? You're able to kind of you're getting lifted right back up.
I'm showing Luna the scroll.
Okay. It's a scroll too. It's still wrapped up,
You got a
but it is
scroll.
Luna. You see a very clear tear along
Yeah,
the side
I was
of
just
it.
gonna- So
That's for
at
you.
first it's immediate excitement. Oh, you got a roll. Oh, okay.
Listen, I was trying to play the banjo and remove the scroll at the same time. I learned not to multitask in future combat.
Honestly, with that in mind, it's impressive you got it out. How did you? What hand did you use? What does that mean?
Magic.
So, we'll say you guys have 3 chickens and 2 eggs. I don't think anybody grabbed Big Mama, which is fine because I mean she was again had a very
She's nasty.
revolting, like she did not look nearly as healthy as the roosters, and the roosters don't look much. The roosters don't really look all that appetizing, but you got them. So
One of them is
you.
roasted already.
Yeah, so you got one of them's roasted. And actually, it smells not too bad. It smells like chicken, right? Okay, so you come back with the spoils. We can say you guys head to the stateroom to go ahead and begin dissecting your loot, opening the chest, that kind of deal. We'll. How about for ease of stuff, you say you hand over the roosters to Dorian, who eagerly awaits you guys as you make your way back on deck. He looks at the things that you've managed to hunt and gather, and he says, "Well, Captain, that's quite promising indeed. Looks like this was a fruitful venture."
Yeah, we barely even had to look.
Yes. Well,
Thank you to us.
I can get to work on preparing these for you. Looks like you took a little bit of damage yourself, kind of looking at your chest where there's the wound and then the hardened flesh.
Yeah. Not my first time getting hard, but this is a little unpleasant. Martha around, I think, as far as things go, she's as close as we have as to a medic as this ship has right now.
Last I saw her, she was working with Yoma on something. I think the young lass scraped her knee trying to backflip. So she was just
Of
tending
course.
to her.
Well, thank you. Oh, remind me, we have to feed the prisoners. I don't think they've eaten in like 2 days.
It's
Do we though?
been something
No.
like that. I didn't want to assume how you wanted to handle that. So, but yeah, sure, I can get something ready for her.
Nothing great, but they
I'll-
should eat.
Let's see what we have. And Edenor, could you help me just bring everything over to the galley, and I'll get working on this?
Certainly. I'll bring
Ooh,
the
can I steal a potato
potatoes.
from? Can I steal one of the potatoes from Ednor?
Sure.
Thank
It's your potatoes.
Thank you.
Yeah. So you have a potato. We'll say Edenor drops that stuff off at Dorian's
Yep.
at the galley. The group of you head into the stateroom. What do you want to open first? Chest or
Do
scroll?
we
tube?
know how much food we got to, like, how many days worth of food?
Days worth of food. Dorian looks over this with 3 chickens and a barrel of potatoes and another barrel of water. You're probably looking at another 2 days worth of food for everybody. For all, if we count the prisoner, that brings us up to 21 mouths to feed. So yeah, you
What
guys
if
have
we
it.
don't count the prisoner?
Yeah.
How much more do we
It's
get?
still 2 days. It's still 2 days. At that
Alright.
point, you're just optional whether or not you want to feed her.
There will come a point where that will change the metric, and I'm waiting for that point.
Well, luckily we're not there yet.
Also, I'll say when the food looks like it's been handled,
Mhm.
just excuse me for one moment. I'll leave the room. I'll go to the side of the deck, and he will
You?
just offload my guts off into the side of the ship. Just.
Oh yeah, because you're sickened.
You're still sick.
Yeah, and I'll like hold here, little. What do you all do, Anna?
Yeah. You start
Oh my
picturing
hair.
Is it your unseen servant just holding your hair back?
It's awesome.
Holding your-
You
on the
start
side.
you start puking over the side, and as you're doing so, you feel a little tug at your coat as Sarah's looking up at you, and she's like, "Are you okay, Miss Luna?"
Oh, of course. I'm almost with Saga.
Cut. Okay. So, Luna, after that whole scene, you make your way back over to the stateroom.
Use prestidigitation on my breath so it doesn't the vomit smell go.
It doesn't. Yeah, you don't got the whole vomit smell going. Okay.
Maybe that's a thing.
We'll say it's the crew in the stateroom. You guys have a chest. Opening the chest. Quick little count of the gold that you guys have. I'm just gonna tell you the gold quantity. It's 130 gold inside the chest.
What?
Now, as you unroll the scroll tube, what you find is a crudely drawn map. Now, Pim, you noticed the pirate flag that was flying above the ship.
Yeah.
And you noticed the skull and crossbones, and I'll say the first thing that you notice as you look at the map is that there is also a symbol of skull and crossbones in the bottom left corner of the map. In fact, when you guys unroll the map onto the table, this is what you see. So you guys should be able to see the contents of the map that is kind of rolled out. That black scratched out piece, that's the tear that was there.
Okay.
But you can see the map is bloodstained. There is some text hidden beneath some of the stains, and a section of the map has been torn where in the removal it was damaged.
Prestidigitation?
What?
To clean the blood?
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at too. Can try.
See if you can prestidigitate the blood out of there.
Yeah.
Very carefully. Yeah.
Oh hey, is the flag still up there, or did it also come down with the rock slide? Because if
Flag is still up there.
cool. If Pim pointed out to me, can I try to see if I'm familiar with their marking?
Sure. Roll here. Roll a religion check.
Religion?
Religion.
I will guide you by pointing out the thing to you.
Appreciate. That's a D4 to the roll.
No, I
Guidance.
think it's just a +1.
It's just a
Plus
plus
That's
one to
D&D.
the check. Yeah.
Wrong world.
Wrong world.
Wrong world.
So I have a 18 on the dice, which is great because I have 0 religion.
Okay.
So 19.
19. With a 19, the skull. So pirates have obviously their different banners and flags and standards, right? That they all kind of sail under, representing their crew. But obviously, the skull and crossbones is the classic one, right? I mean, every pirate probably knows that. With a skull and crossbones, because it's so classic and so ubiquitous with piracy, a lot of pirates don't actually use it for their own standards. A ship that would fly this standard, Lycus, the reason you rolled religion is that you know that these guys are something akin to, like, entrenched or deeply regarded followers of the pirate pantheon, let's say. You know, these are like extensions of what pirates, or of what like the pirate gods would send out, right? Like Brethren Court shit. If you're just going to use the standard skull and crossbones, this would have been a ship affiliated with the Brethren Court, possibly even
Wandering Minnow.
Yeah.
Name of the ship.
the Wandering Minnow. Yeah.
Well, aren't we in luck? Looks like we scavenged from the brother in court.
Is that good or bad?
I mean, pirates understand. Everyone's up for grabs. Nothing wrong here. That being said, I look to the box. We might find something pretty good in there.
Should we open it?
I think we.
Yes, definitely check for traps.
It does not appear that the chest you guys found in there is trapped. No check required. As you guys kind of fiddle around with it, you know, you have it in front of you. It's not going anywhere. But you can see the chest is not trapped. As you open it up, though, you find 130 gold, kind of burying a few objects inside. As you sift through the objects, you find a wide leather belt. You find a vial of potions. Looks like 2 identical vials of a rather bright fluorescent green liquid, and 1 vial of a kind of a dark orange liquid. And then you also find some climbing equipment, like climbing bolts. Those, like, as you would have known already, you would have known about already. You guys don't need to identify those. Climbing bolts are climbing bolts.
Well, it doesn't look like this was their major treasure. But I mean, pirates, maps.
Yeah, let's
Actually, no, this is magical. Never mind. But I would just say, like, as you recognize climbing bolts as equipment you would have seen on ships.
Right. So maybe this will lead us to the bigger treasure.
Yeah. So, can we try to clean up this map?
Yeah. What did Luna roll? For I don't. You don't
Yeah.
roll prestidigitation?
Yeah, can you clean it with prestidigitation?
There is, as part of it, it's tidy color, clean, or soil an object. So there's a clean function for it.
Clean, yeah.
Depends on how you want to interpret it.
I'm looking up the spell right now.
I mean, I don't think it would repair it. You'd have to do a repair action, but Luna is the craft person. So
But just to get the blood out.
yeah, just to get the blood out. Yeah.
Tidy color, clean, or soil.
Okay.
Clean.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I'm gonna say we'll put this behind an Arcana check. Okay. DC 20 Arcana to make this cantrip clean away the blood.
Luna, look at me. You can do this. Guidance.
Oh, of course. I'll take another look at it. I rolled 17, so that's plus guidance. That's 33.
Plus
Definitely
guidance
good
is
Arcana.
33.
I knew she could do it.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Give me 2 seconds here. Let me just pull something up. Luna, you are able to, with your spell, you see the blood beginning to kind of contract back as it kind of seeps into itself and kind of clears the page. What is revealed is... One sec here. Whoa. Silly thing. Okay. What is revealed is it's clear that in this top left corner, you see a crater with 2 trees and a mesa next to it, and within the center of the crater, between the 2 trees, is an X.
Max?
To on the right hand side, the top right bloodstain, you see that kind of seeps and pulls away, and you spy an X, but it's got a little roof above it. So here, I'll kind of draw the symbol out so it's a little bit clearer. I'll see if I can trace it right here. It kind of does like this. And over here, you get a very clear X. Never mind. There are 2 trees on either side of a crater. And then there's a mesa next to it. This bloodstain, when it clears away, it reveals the text that says... One sec here. You piece of shit. It says... My shame to die ashore. Find my treasure, and maybe with that, my queen might forgive me.
Okay.
My shame to die ashore, find my treasure, and maybe with that, my queen might forgive me.
Looking at...
If these are possibly from the Brethren, you know who's referred to the here?
Like who the queen he might be referring to is?
Yeah.
Call knowledge?
Yeah.
Oh.
Roll knowledge sailing.
Knowledge sailing, sure. Yeah. And if any of you are expert in religion, you can go ahead and make that attempt as well.
So I can do a recall on that.
Mm-hmm. And you had previously
so-
tried to recall knowledge about the pirate demigods, Edenor.
Yeah.
That's a 24. Is it the one with the frying pan? I remember seeing her in the in the lineup.
None of the
I got
ones.
a 27.
Yeah, both of you succeed here. Both of you know of the pirate of an entity known as the Pirate Queen, the deity or the demigod Besmara. She is supposed to be powerful enough that her powers can even rival that of some gods. So she's kind of in a space between demigod and god. She is not part of the pantheon of Oros, but she is part of pirate pantheons. Lycus, you would have come across among the grinning pirates. There are no gods, but you know of other pirate crews that would have, flown her standard, kind of as described. Clerics of Besmara, of the Pirate Queen, who offer aid exclusively to pirates. They would have joined you on ventures. They would have kind of respected your crew and your practices and stuff like that, but they weren't part of the grinning pirates. Different sect of pirates. A religious sect of pirates that considered themselves part of a larger crew at whole.
Yeah. Well.
And you continue.
With him being a follower of the queen. They worked with all sorts of pirates. There's any kind of possible treasure that he's holding. Good people. Little, but nice.
One thing too, Lycus, as you kind of look over this text, my shame to die ashore that line reminds you very much that these guys believe that the only suitable death would be one at sea. Dying ashore would be akin to dying somewhere where the queen would not be able to see them. So it is, being shipwrecked or marooned there, bad way for a pirate to go.
We just cause a landslide to go over them too.
Yeah, they ain't going.
I mean, what are you gonna do? But if we do find this item, if whatever they stored, there might be something there that at the very least, if we do get into some trouble, might give us some favor with the queen. I'm not a big fan of the pirate gods, any of them, but they are potential allies whenever the time comes.
Okay.
That being the case, we have 2 X's on
Yeah, does anyone recognize these features?
Can I use a recall knowledge to see if I recognize any of this on the map?
I'm gonna just tell you right now, you don't recognize any of it on the map. You guys just came to this area.
Sure.
And the area's been like messed up by the flood and stuff. So you'd have to do a little bit more. I will say, as Luna pointed out, though, there are 2 X's on the map. So to decipher the map, we can have another sailing lore, or perhaps crafting or survival I could also take. I think Lycus has rolled a few checks, and Adenor's also rolled a few checks.
Gazalic, maybe.
No, Gazalik wouldn't know. Gazalik's on his own. He's salivating, like hovering over Dorian's shoulder as he's prepping stuff.
Okay. Would occultism be relevant? Because
No.
it's like a pirate map.
No, not for these guys. Religion or sailing lore, or crafting.
I can pull off crafting.
Okay.
I
Luna,
mean,
go ahead.
I have religion, but we'll let Luna do it.
Yeah, you can do an aid. If you get a DC 20, you basically add to Luna's check.
I get a
if you
DC 20.
If you get a 30, you get a +2 to Luna.
Okay.
Or a natural 20.
I got a 23, so you get
+1.
+1.
Get +1 from my guidance too.
Okay, so Luna, you have a +2. One from Edenor, one from Pim.
That is a 21.
21. What a
What's the
21
+2?
with those +2s? Okay. What a 21 will give you, Luna, is obviously there are 2 X's on the map, but it's one of them may be the marker for a treasure. One of them may be a marker for something else. As you look at the map, you realize, well, the symbols are different. One of them is just an X, while the other one is an X with a little house on top of it.
Maybe it's a safe haven.
House.
Yeah, safe house.
Perhaps. Traditionally speaking, and I would say, yeah, you guys would kind of know, the old adage, X marks... Do I know the old adage? X marks the spot.
Yeah.
So you, knowing that a classic pirate X would probably be the marker, say if you're trying to define treasure, the one on the left you would guarantee, or would be like more obvious as treasure, the one on the right being something else.
I have a theory. I don't know, but I think the X on the left is maybe the treasure, and I think the one on the right might be a temple or something for the queen. Something, maybe that's where he wants his treasure to go.
But we still don't know like what area this map is depicting. I mean, it's probably close, considering.
I mean, yeah, there's a lot of mountainous area around here, so can we go up deck and try to see if we can find?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, let's see. So you guys go up, and we'll do survival checks, or a survival check. One of you guys can head a survival check to decipher, based on the surrounding area.
Who's got the best survival? I got +8.
I don't.
I have 10.
All right, Luna.
Luna. Luna, you'll roll. Any aids or guidances on
I will
these?
guide you again.
Guide on that.
Luna, what is your elven
for sure.
AC?
Aid for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. DC 20, Lycus, on the survival. And then Luna,
Yep,
you
just 22.
22. Okay, Luna, you get +2 to your check. One from Pim, one from Lycus.
Is a that's another +2, like them combined.
Mm-hmm.
Check my survival. It's a 21 again.
21. As you look out, I will say 21 is above the average, right? The map is torn though, so I'm considering a couple things here. What you find is there is a mountain range. There's a very clear mountain range along the, that kind of borders the Mistiel Savannah and the Whispering Jungle. Okay, this is a long mountain range. You guys just crossed the mountain range, right? So you just went west across the mountain range. So you know that this mountain range continues now north to south, right? And it's to your right, basically. Let me kind of can one of you guys drag Oka's Will onto the map here for me? Okay. Damn, that ship's big.
Much faster.
Let me just make you a bit smaller. Okay. Now this is not to scale, right? But let's say
Right.
Oka's Will came across the mountains like this, right? You know that mountain range is now, again, to your stern, basically, going from north to south. So you know you can piece together what mountain range is on the map. What you cannot piece together is where along this mountain range you are.
I'll say this, based on my experience with the captain so far, the luckiest man I know alive. Tends to just randomly pick a direction, and it's worked out so far. So I would say, yeah, which direction?
Ugh.
Hold on. one thing before we decide, what's,
You guys
there's
could
all
be
these
here,
scribbles.
here.
What could this be crossing out?
That's the tear. That's the tear of where.
Never mind.
That's
Yeah.
to depict.
The tier.
That's to depict where Pim tore the map.
Come on, baby.
Accidental.
You remember this.
Carry on.
So, I'm trying to think of,
We also use it as a clue that the edge of these mountain ranges looks like it's ending. The north side of it. So
Yeah.
where we are, we can make an assumption that because we're nowhere near. I just from what we can see, can we see that
The end of the mountain range. No, you can't see the end of the mountain range from where you guys are at. Like looking out, you can see it goes on for quite a few miles yet in the north and the south.
But we do know that if we go along its north, it'll be on our right, and so then we know that if we continue that direction, we'll reach the end of the mountain range.
Yep. There's also the fact that this used to be a pretty massive river, right?
A Savannah. You guys are.
But what was it before the flood?
Yeah, before the losing of the water, because the boat is here, obviously. So.
Yeah,
they
but
had to
remember there was a
have,
tidal wave that washed across the world. It could have just picked up that boat. That's actually what you got a hero point before earlier.
Yeah.
Is that you pieced together that the last wave moved it. So that was a global tidal wave, or a
Yeah.
continental tidal wave.
That could have been anywhere. Okay. Then yeah. Let's go north, but focus on keeping eyes to the west, because we're looking for some sort of plateau where the treasure is going to be. And someone, at least a couple people, can look off to the actual safe house or whatever it might be within the mountain range itself. But I think we're looking for the treasure more than anything.
Okay.
So north.
Aye, aye,
Let's go.
Captain.
Okay. You guys point the Oka's Will north, keeping now the mountain range to your starboard side, the savannah to your port, and you are headed north, moving towards whatever these X's on this map that you discovered might be. You know that the map and its subsequent treasure might be pirate in nature. And as you head north, you cannot help but remark on the fortuitous turn that you guys have all had. You've secured food for at least a couple more days, with another prospect of treasure waiting in the wings as you glide across the winds. And I think that's where we're going to call our session today, where you guys are headed north following the map, and we'll see what you might find next time here on Heroes of Histaeria Sandsea Saga. My friends, well played. You've eliminated the cockatrices, and adventure yet awaits. Guys, we will see you in a couple of weeks as we head into the next session, but before we head out, let's just say a quick round of goodbyes to our lovely players, starting with Max.
A lot of fun playing today. We got our chickens. You know, we're on to the next adventure, and
1, 2,
thanks
X.
for joining.
Yeah. That's Max. Max, popcorn to somebody?
Hi, Joel. You're immediately to my right, so.
Makes sense.
Yeah, that checks out. Yeah, it was cool. We got chicken, got the eggs, and we got the treasure chest. I saw a lot of eyes when I said treasure chest. I just want to say.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, you could use this travel time to identify shit too.
Yeah. I'm going immediately to crafting, so.
Did you update our accountant spreadsheet of the?
I'm keeping it in mind for after the session.
Yeah, we'll update that here in a bit. Okay.
Next, Ali.
All right. Well, thanks for watching, everybody. What the fuck? Yeah, I'm on social media. Yeah. Social media, Cryptid Delta, follow me, do whatever. I'm trying to post more things as I fix up Terra Mahia for future streams, possibly.
Yeah. All right, Nan.
Hi, I'm Hannah. Thanks for joining us today. It was a fun one. You can find me on this campaign and over on Unearthed Inheritance every other Saturday night, and also guesting on Known Realms to Lesh coming up pretty soon tonight.
Later tonight.
Tales Archived. Tune in. 5 o'clock Central Time.
Okay. All right, guys, and I've been your GM this morning. My name is David. You can catch me here at Stealthy Elf Productions as the GM of this game, as well as Unearthed Inheritance, both Pathfinder 2nd Edition games set in a homebrew post-apocalyptic world. You can also catch me over at Tales Archived, where I play Whistle, the Hobgoblin Fighter. Over in Known Realms, Telesh. Catch us there tonight, as Hannah said. Yes, so we will see you guys Saturday with a new episode of Unearthed Inheritance. Have a great weekend. We'll see you around. Bye.
Bye.
And we is out.